that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it, I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
another watch along for the road to Qatar. Sorry I'm a little bit late getting running today, but just got back from the kids' games and all that good stuff. We're going to get in here and we're going to watch this game. So I've pinned the link to the top of the chat. If you want to join me live on the watch along here, just click that link and you can hop right in there. If not, dude, I'm going to get it started. I'm going to get rolling. And we're going to do all of that good stuff. But apparently, let's see what's going on here around CONCACAF. And Canada beats Jamaica 4-0 earlier today. And the U.S. here, Panama at home. The game is underway. Kickoff has started here. The game is in Orlando tonight. I was actually hoping that Mr. Mari would be at the match tonight. He's not. Maybe Mr. Mari will jump on the show and let us and join us for the watch along. But Reina not starting tonight for some reason. Don't know why, but we'll get in here. Got Zach Steffen in goal again tonight. Paul Areola, Herrera up top. Pulisic and Musa in the midfield. Adams and De La Torre on the wings. Shaq Moore, Walker Zimmerman, Miles Robinson, and the other Robinson there as left back. The United States playing a 4-3-3 tonight. All of that good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. My stream keeps pausing. Is it pausing for everybody or is it just pausing for Ishak? Doesn't seem to be pausing for me, buddy. Ellie says, Will, you'll be lucky to see Mari because he'll be married up, I suspect. Hopefully. Bryson Alexander says it's fine. It's all good. On here. But, yeah. Let's get this going here. We got Road to Qatar. Waiting for the World Cup here in 2022. Let's get at this. I got the match running on my phone right now, but let's get it up on the computer because I jumped up, got this stream running, so I'm a little bit behind in setting stuff up. I had like 10 minutes to do it. I actually thought it was at 8 p.m. Eastern today, but it was 7, and I didn't realize that until after the fact. But that's me, always being unprepared, disorganized. That's Will's thing. That's what Will does. But let's get logged in here. Get the game up and running. All right. We got it here in Orlando. We're in the Panama apparently taking a shot there wide over the bar. And let's see. Yeah, it's roughly 7 p.m. in the p.m. there, Bryce. Ball into the left wing. Robinson plays the ball into De La Torre. Clear it back. We're in the 8th minute, 35 seconds. Out to the right wing. Ball into the middle. Ooh, headed out clear by number 16 for Panama. Sorry, I don't know the Panama national team players' names. That's how I roll, I guess. My camera did freeze now over there on that side, so we're switch over to this one. Only 10 a.m. here. Yep, that's how I roll. Athelstan says, I thought the road to Qatar was a buildup of mucus in the highway. Abias Pinisetti. What's going on, man? Oh, he left. Mr. Pulisic got the ball in midfield, plays it to Robinson on the wing. Looks like the United States is dominant position here. Where can you watch the game on? You might be able to go if you are not in the United States. The United States is on Fox Sports. Let's see. Stream. Bryce says in Australia it's on Paramount Plus. I think it is. Let's see. Athelstan says he's watching it on VIP Sports Box. That'll work. I'm sure you can find some. There looks like there's a few live streams out there in Streamland. So if you probably where you normally pick up your streams from, stuff like that. But yeah. United States is dominant possession here in the first 10 minutes of the match. Corner kicks to the United States in the 11th minute. Yes, free kick right now. I'm at 11 minutes, 30 seconds, 32, 33, 34, 35. But there's also about a 15-second delay, 20-second delay on YouTube itself. So you're hearing that after my time. So if you're a few seconds ahead, that's a good thing. Yep, corner right now, saying 11:30 right now. So yeah, you're maybe a couple seconds behind me. Ball header in. Ooh. Maybe out for another corner. Yeah. Out for another corner. Link is pinned to the top. If you do want to join me on the watch along, you're welcome to do so. If not, dude, we're just gonna run it by myself, and that's cool. We're all good. But it's a Sunday evening. Folks are busy. I started this late. I didn't really get the crew in. VAR is on in tonight. That could be a penalty. Could be a possible penalty to the United States. Pulisic on the run on the outside wing. Ooh. Cleared out by Panama. That's played out of play. Throw into the United States on the right-hand side. Athelstan says the United States are lucky to have Pulisic. He's a great player. Bring Scott M in here. What's going on, Scott M?
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good after now that we've qualified, so we can just take it easy and
yeah, congratulations. Canada's got it locked in.
What's
And,
the? I'm sure you've probably already gone onto it, and I'm sorry I missed it. But what is the scenario for you guys to qualify for sure? Or
if we win tonight, we're in.
when you're in? Okay.
Yeah, when we're in. That'll put us at 25 points, and at 19 points, Costa Rica can't catch us. So,
And with a draw, I assume you guys are guaranteed fourth, though. Is that right? Like that?
yeah,
That qualification or whatever.
yeah, because that means we actually with a draw here tonight, we may even be in because well, that would put Panama. Panama would be able to catch us with a draw, but we would be guaranteed fourth, right? Because that would put us at 23, and Panama, if they win here tonight, I believe they're on 18 right now. That would put them on 20, or if they drew here tonight, that would put them on 19.
Yeah.
And so at 23 and 19, no, I think a draw, maybe a draw or a win we're in, to be honest with you. They're checking VAR right now for a penalty. Penalty to the United States in the 14th minute, 46 seconds.
Oh, you're like 5 seconds ahead of me, so it'll work.
I can slow mine down. 5 seconds, you said?
That's
Tell
fine.
me exactly where. No, it'll be cool. Tell me exactly what second you're on now.
53, 54, 55,
Okay,
56,
2,
57,
3, 4.
58,
5.
15.
I'm at 15:10.
Yeah, I'm at 1507, 1508, 1509, 1510, 1511.
All right, I'm still 5 seconds ahead. of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who's T? Who's
me.
Will's favorites bra?
No, it's favorite Brazilian. Me,
Oh, Brazilian. I can't see it. It just says what's going on, Tiago.
Yeah, that's good. I had to join with my phone because I'm just confirming some few things before classes start tomorrow, and that's why I can use the camera. But I saw Canada is in the World Cup, which is great. Let's see if the US can do it.
Yep, we got so I'm at 15:55 now.
That's basically right there. I was at 54 when you said it, so we don't need. It's gonna be too hard to sync.
Close
up exactly.
enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear a sound in the background because there is literally a circus right in front of my new apartment, and it's
Do what?
annoying. I've got a circus, honestly, a literal circus in front of my house.
Penalty, good by Pulisic. 1-0 to the United States.
I don't hear the circus, but I think it's an echo.
Yeah, I'm coming back. I'm coming back through Tiago. He's on his phone, so may need to ride the mute button when we're not talking. But thanks for joining with us. You got starting class tomorrow.
Yeah, 7 a.m. starting with statistics, which is not my favorite. I have to be honest, but yeah, first time ever going to the college itself.
Nice.
Statistics isn't too bad if you like work. It's just like if you put in the work, it all makes sense. Like some people get it quickly, but if you put in the work for statistics, I think you'll be fine.
Actually, I'll have to jump off and come back later because it's just crazy sound right now.
Anytime, man. Yeah.
I'll be back soon.
Alrighty, dude. Thanks for joining us, and you're welcome. We'll be here for the next hour and a half, man. So.
Yep, I'll join again.
Was the penalty for the push or for the handball?
Both.
Both?
I don't know what, but it did. There's like three different things that happened. It's like he was smacking him in the face the whole time. Zimmerman goes down once the ball comes closer. Then it bounces off the dude's arm. But US's Nike shirts are a bit bland. This is bland? Are you being sarcastic? Let me have had some really nice shirts down the years too, especially 92, 96 era with Alexa Lawless. Are you talking about like the jean shirt? that was the most disgusting football kit ever. and the most stereotypical United States kit ever.
I don't know. I think those jerseys are good. Like ours, Canada is just basically
Red.
plain red, which is fine. I don't need anything crazy. I'm
I
not
like
a big
our
fan
kit.
of the new Spurs ones. I know a lot of people like them, but I'm kind of a plain guy. So, but I think those look fine.
I think this one looks sharp, and then last year's kits I thought too were pretty sharp. They were kind of like a similar, where it's kind of like weird shapes, but it was larger patterned. Because we're at 19, 9, 10. I should tutor Tiago. He loves the stats. Statistical math is a little bit different than like football stats. Oh my gosh!
What are you doing back there?
I don't know. He's got to be injured, dude. He's not moving at all. Get up, dude.
Is that Stefan?
Yeah. Cleared out. Right. There you go. Finally. Stop the play. I don't know, man. What's up, Bobby K? Link's pinned to the top, dude, if you want to jump on.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. The U.S. kind of made that much more dangerous than it should have been.
So Zimmerman got in the way. I don't know why Zach Stefan's playing like he's hurt. Splits, maybe? It's a good save by Zimmerman or Zach Stefan. Yeah, that was pretty hectic. That was pretty crazy. I don't know what was going on though. Why is he hurt though?
He looks like he's just relaxing now. I don't know. Maybe it's one of the he pulled a muscle or something, because he doesn't look like.
Or he's just kind of feigning it, because it was like kind of a crazy thing. He was kind of feigning it just to try to,
This backup is the guy that played. He played pretty well last time.
All of our keepers are decent enough for CONCACAF. It'll be interesting though when it gets to playing better teams. You know what I mean? With people on the TV are saying he's had like recurring back issues or whatnot. That might be.
Oh, okay. Was that why he was out earlier, right? In the summer or something? Didn't he have I thought that was a knee
he
or
was out for a
something.
while. All right, sounds good, Bobby. All hacked into the middle of the pitch by Panama. You know what? Today too, like I was watching my son's game. My oldest son, they actually lost 2-0 today. And the way that they play football, man, and coach, if you're watching, sorry, but it's just it's horrible to watch. And I really feel a bit kind of bad for my son, to be honest with you, because corner into the back of the box, United States up 2-0. Ball in from Pulisic as he gets taken down. Shaq Moore with the header. That was a great play there from the United States. I wasn't paying attention. Caught the last second end of it.
I'll say this: that's the kind of play that you guys didn't even seem to try when we beat you a few months ago.
Yeah,
every other time, you guys would have just played that ball back out to the middle, back, right? That was so.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seemed like they've been doing that quite a bit tonight, playing it out wide and trying to cross the ball into the box. Maybe they know that they've got a weakness here, but good ball in behind Christian Pulisic. Steps the ball back, plays it out to Robinson. Robinson to the cross. Far post, Shaq Moore header, boom. Great ball.
Yeah, that's a great ball in there. Was that Anthony Robinson that put that in?
Robinson, Anthony Robinson. He's a decent left back, to be fair. I've been pretty impressed with him. He's one of the, I can't remember where he plays in Europe right now.
He plays for Fulham, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or he did. I don't know. Sometimes I miss if they leave after they get sent down. But
Anthony Robinson. USMNT. I'm pretty sure it's Fulham. I want to say Anthony Robinson. Yep, playing at Fulham.
Cool.
So, 1997. So that means he's like what, 24 years old? 25. And he's a decent left back.
What do the top 4 qualify? Top 3 qualify automatically. The 4th place team goes into a playoff, likely against New Zealand.
Oceania. But right now, I mean, unless the world falls apart, which is possible, the United States and World Cup qualifying is a little bit like Tottenham Hotspur. But Dazzle says Panama need 3 goals or the U.S. are through 99.9%. But if we win here tonight, we're in. It's done. We're qualified. So right now we've qualified. We're in. The standings here, Panama is sitting in 5th at 18 points. Costa Rica's at 22. The United States is at 25. Mexico's at 23. So Panama can't reach anyone right now. So we guaranteed at least 4th. Oh. United States attacking again. Delatorre out to Pulisic. Love it when my stream starts to lag.
Yeah, you guys are playing way more direct and attacking than I've noticed recently watching, especially against us and then against even Mexico.
Yeah, they are. I mean,
kind of half watching that game.
They are really playing ball into the box. Oriol in. Goal 3-0 United States. Ferreira gets his 2nd goal in the U.S. men's national team shirt. To be honest with you, Ferreira is the man that I think is going to be the striker of the future for the United States.
I hadn't even heard of him. You guys
Yeah, he's like
now.
17, 18. And he's only played a couple matches. 3-0 here in the first 27 minutes.
Oh, FC Dallas. So that's Jacob's team, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Michael, I think they both are from. Are they both from that area?
Yeah, they're both from Texas, I think. Yeah. Ooh, he might be offside. Or was that guy in the far post?
I think it came off the defender anyway. So
Defender, yeah.
Comes off his legs if they look at that.
Doesn't it have to be intentional though?
I don't.
Like they have to be making an intention.
They changed the rules on that offside so many times now.
I think it has to be like the intent. It doesn't have to be like they kicked it, but I mean it has to be. They have to make an actual intent to play the ball.
Oh, okay, so just having it deflect off him isn't enough.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're playing again, so
it's counted. 3-0 in the first 27 minutes. Yeah, we used to shut this puppy down. No.
So then here's a question for you, Will. Are you frustrated? Are you happy that they're playing this style and showing so well? Are you frustrated that they haven't been playing this way all qualifying, or both maybe?
Yeah, I mean, because we lost 1-0 to Panama. At Panama, we lost to Costa Rica at Costa Rica. So, I mean, the Panama heat, super humid. You know, there's this, that, and the other thing, but I can't imagine. Oh. Zach Steffen's not doing too good tonight, dude. Might need to make a substitute with him at halftime.
Yeah, I remember there was a game I didn't watch. I think it was the 1-0 El Salvador game. It might have been, and I was listening to someone. Maybe it was like the guys from ESPN, and I know they're not always great. That it was Hercules Gomez or whatever, but they were kind of killing them. Like they said, they won, but they just looked so lifeless the whole game, right? And
yeah,
it's kind of what I said. I've seen them a few times, and they don't look like they have much attacking intent in the past. Like against Canada, you guys had all that possession, but it's just so many times instead of putting it into the box like they did earlier, they would kind of recycle it back to the midfield, recycle it back to the midfield, recycle it back to the midfield. And this game is totally opposite. They're just playing direct and going for it. And
yeah, one and two touches, playing direct. That was kind of what Musa. I don't know what he was trying to do there. Came back though. That's a foul. Panama's not playing their normal smash and grab either, though. You guys are kind of playing a very deep line.
Panama's had a few chances. I mean,
yeah, they've been like freakily weird chances. Like,
yeah, a bit of the U.S. defense getting a little crazed at the back and giving them a little bit more.
Yeah, a little sloppy. 30 minutes gone here. 3-0 in Orlando to the United States. Panama's got a little bit more possession. The U.S. sitting back a little bit more. No foul. Jack Moore looks like he's holding his face. Looks like the ball caught him in the face. Maybe a boot or the ball.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see what happened.
There's no blood, dude. You're not bleeding. Oh, hand to the face.
Arm.
I think he's milking it a little bit. I think he's milking it a little bit.
Yeah, I imagine it can sting, but it didn't look like it was that much in it.
Still, Honduras playing Mexico right now. Live there in the 24th minute. Still 0-0 over there in Honduras. And but right now, looking at the standings, the U.S. are sitting at 25. Costa Rica sitting at 22. 18. So Panama, if they lose tonight, which is looking that's what's going to happen, they won't be able to catch us. The only thing that could be a little bit of an issue is that Will's favorite Brazilian's back. What's going on, Thiago?
Yeah, now I hope the sound is better.
I think
bit,
you guys,
yeah.
because even let's say you guys win whatever 3-0, right? Like the goal differential, Costa Rica is going to have to score 9 more goals. Like
yeah,
9
they're going to have
goals
to score 9
catch up
goals
or something, right?
Yeah, to get that third spot. So
They're playing you, right? You guys play Costa Rica.
yeah,
so
we play Costa Rica.
Just
So-
don't lose that last game by 9 goals. I can't see. It might be something different, but right, like
The game on Tuesday will be fun to watch. That's all I can say.
although honestly, we could have beat Jamaica by 9 goals today. Holy smokes. We wasted so much chances. Even we won 4-0 and it was like it
But
could have
who's
been
even
way,
in
way worse.
Oceania nowadays? Because Australia moved to Asia, so they're not even in Oceania.
It's New Zealand against I think Solomon Islands in their final right now. I can't remember who it is.
So Solomon Islands versus New Zealand. So today they went 1-1. So for theirs, you got New Zealand's got 9 points and Solomon Islands at 3 points. That's going to be New Zealand. So it's going to be the U.S. or whoever it is versus New Zealand is the way that it's going to work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Since Australia left, like that's I don't
Yeah,
want to
it's
say New
kind of a
Zealand's a
joke.
pushover, but I mean
they're pretty close, dude. I think New Zealand's FIFA ranking is like, let's see, New Zealand's FIFA rank. 111th. So you're talking like Jamaica, like I think lower than Jamaica, right? So in CONCACAF.
yeah, I think whoever I don't think like I said, I doubt that you guys will finish fourth. And even if we finish fourth, I would be upset if we lost to New Zealand at this point.
Yeah, so I mean, like Jamaica's FIFA ranking is let's see. So in CONCACAF, Jamaica's 62nd. So at 100, we're talking Trinidad, Tobago, but you know how the U.S. is that low.
Oh.
So, I mean, you're
You said
talking
New Zealand
Trinidad,
was like
Tobago.
110th? Oh, 111th. Wow.
Yeah, 111th, man. Solomon Islands at 142nd. So, the U.S. right now is 13th, currently. Anthony Robinson on the left wing, playing the ball into the box. Oh, blocked.
Thiago, are you all moved in with a bed and everything, or are you still back at home?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm gonna try. Just this is the floor right now.
Man, I can tell you just moved in because there's an echo in your room too. So
Yeah. I mean,
there's nothing on the wall, no stuff unpacked. Yeah.
There's a sofa, TV,
And your
that's it.
computer.
And then that's it. I can't even cook.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Usually takes a good month to get settled in.
It's true. It's because like they need to turn the gas on, but they can only do it when the stove is here, and the stove was delivered like days ago, so they still didn't have the chance to come.
To hook up the gas.
Yeah, and it's been some crazy hours because I arrived some 10 hours ago. I've been awake since 2 a.m. Haven't slept, haven't eaten anything yet. Today, it's been hectic. Like, I'm waiting for my pizza. I mean, student's life. I'm gonna eat pizza. Not healthy.
Hey
food
man,
anymore.
dude. I'll tell you what, dude. I lived when I was your age and 20. I was probably in the military, about your side, so but it's a little bit different. They had a they had the mess hall. So the cool thing about the military is like they have like this cafeteria that's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a Golden Corral. It's like, I don't know if you have Golden Corrals in Brazil, but anyway, it's just kind of like You can go in there and you get chicken strips or burrito or cheeseburger, kind of like school cafeteria, but or maybe like a college, university cafeteria, but a little bit more higher end, I guess you could say. But and you get to eat there for free, and but only if you live on base. So once you get to your regular duty assignment, you get out of the training phase, you can live off base. If you want, and especially if you're married, and but the cool part is that if you live on base first, then they turn on your meal card, and they always forget to shut it off when you move off base. So just live off base and just come in and eat at the cafeteria when we were broke. So
Yeah, they have a restaurant. It's 70 cents the food, but I've never eaten, and you have to do it. My dad's screaming. Just a second.
no problem. Game's kind of slowed down a little bit here, though.
Yeah, I was going to say now that it's kind of 3-0 and the U.S. is fine just to probably ride out the game.
Yeah, but I mean, the goal differential, like now, like if I was Greg Berhalter, I'd be like, guys, go out there and get 6. You know what I mean? Because like that'll put us. Because if we can get to the point where they've got to score like 12 goals, you know what I mean? It's not, even if we lose tomorrow 3, 4, or 5-0, we still qualify. You know what I mean?
Will, do you have the link to a stream?
Yeah. Let me throw it in there for you. Hold on. I got like 12 windows open right now. Hold on, let me close some of these out.
The fuck? They just put a song like. Not nice.
They're getting a little loose at the back.
Yeah, they are.
The U.S.
Turn it over in the defensive part of the field. Shot just wide of the left of the near post. Was that with you from outside the box from Panama? Let's get this. Into studio. I'm gonna put it in the private chat there, Tiago.
Yeah.
Another good ball from Robinson and
Ooh, that was close. Ferreira close.
a little. You guys could really use a solid center back. I don't know if you guys have any young guys that are coming up that might be able to fill that, but it seems
See, that's
the
what I'm
center
saying.
backs
Like
are a
Zimmerman
little-
played really, really well against Mexico. Like for me, he was man of the match. And Miles Robinson's not bad, to be honest with you. He's probably like, he's young. He's like our new, like youngest,
Oh, okay.
like our young hope. Getting close to halftime, though. 42 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. U.S. are leading Panama 3-0 in the first half. The first 27 minutes of the match were pretty hardcore, hot and fiery. If the USA were 3, who? Cody Mack? Yeah, of course he would. It's like, oh, they're winning 3-0. There's no reason to come in there and stir the pot. again, playing a weird ball backwards there, Shaq Moore. Maybe Gio Reyna had a little bit of a niggle. I don't know why he's not playing tonight.
He hasn't started. Is he still recovering? Is that why? Maybe because he was out for a while, right? For Dortmund.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been playing in the league though in Dortmund for a while now though, so it's not like he's
not working his way kind of back in.
Yeah. I think he came back like right after the last window.
And did I miss? Why is Dest not playing for you guys?
Dest is out injured. McKinney's out injured, and so is what's that guy's? I always forget that kid's name. BA is what I call him. Guy plays for like Leipzig in Austria or something like that. Brian Anderson or something like that.
Oh, now that you say that.
Brendan Anderson.
Tyler Adams.
No, Tyler Adams is playing right now. Tim Weah, I think, is on suspension. No, Tyler Adams isn't playing right now. Maybe he is. Number 4.
Oh,
yeah,
what's his?
Brendan Aronson.
The kid that played in Philadelphia, right? Or did he?
Yeah. Okay. Brendan Aronson is what it is. That's right. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Nick. It just clicked me. Anderson. Aronson. He's pretty good. Pretty good young kid. Thank you. Try Brendan Aronson. Yep, it's Brendan Aronson. I got it. It came to my mind eventually. Good ball into by Pulisic to Robinson. He's cleared. Takes a bad touch. Puts it away. Oh, I thought he was going to take a strike, but the Panama defender got in between him and the ball. Decent defending there at the end from Panama to save them from being 4-0 down in the first half of this match in Orlando. Marcel's at the gym. Oh, that was yellow. That's not talking. He just didn't even. Once the ball goes past, he's no longer even playing it anymore. Mexico is struggling against Honduras. Still 0-0. I do believe. Over there in Mexico. Another penalty.
Is that another penalty?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just chatting with my daughter. I was watching out of the side.
My stream is lagging for some reason.
I think. Can you guys hear the sound in the back? Like it's a literal.
Now we can hear the music.
Yeah, a little bit.
Thiago's coming from the nightclub.
I wish, but today is just.
I guess he puts his hand right in his throat and pushes him down.
That should be a red then, man. But that's definitely a foul.
I think the draw for World Cup is on Friday, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
I think the draw for the group stage, the World Cup, I think is on Friday. It's April 1st.
Oh yeah, Friday after the this window closes. Because I think all the matches have to be done by Tuesday or Wednesday, I think. I think Wednesday is the last day for qualifying.
I hope we get an easy group. That's all I hope for.
That'll be good. Maybe I'll stream that. I don't know what time they're doing it, but
I think it's 11:30 GMT on Friday.
so I ain't doing that then. That'll be like 8 a.m. for me, 7 a.m.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be 8:30 a.m. I'm gonna be in class actually. I'm gonna miss it.
Pulisic again, and penalties good. 4-0 to the United States in the first half. Stutter. I don't know why my stream keeps stuttering.
It's back
This
now.
article says the draw is Friday at 5 p.m. BST.
BST. What is BST?
British
No,
summertime?
it's not British summertime. It's not summer here.
The 5 p.m. British summertime is only 12 p.m. Eastern time. So that wouldn't be too bad. Maybe it's 11 Brazil time or something like that. I don't know.
That's what it says on an article on Sky Sports.
Simplistic celebrations are so dumb.
Is he doing the worm there? Did I see?
Yeah. Little idiot.
Oh, now they're fighting.
I was calling for my dad to go get the pizza, but I think he went already.
We don't want to get any suspensions, guys. Come on. Listen, got pissed off there, though. Why is my stream jagging up?
We got so many suspended players as well. I think Neymar got suspended, Vinicius Jr. got suspended, Casemiro got suspended. There was someone else that got suspended. Alisson is about to get suspended because he got 2 yellow cards in one game, wasn't sent off. It was the most ridiculous game ever. But we're playing against Bolivia on Tuesday. I hope we win. If we win or draw, we finish the whole qualifiers unbeaten, and it'd be nice, very nice.
I mean, we are gonna have to start protecting people here, though. Sorry, I'm just all the mayhem that's going on the sideline. We don't need Panama, hacking down all of our players. Because the only thing that can really help the United States isn't it normally so they draw off of FIFA rankings, right? For halftime here. I'm gonna see if I can get this.
I've read so much about the pots lately. I should know this because we're trying to get into pot 3, but
Yeah, so I think it's the first 12 are in pot 1, right? Which means you can't play against each other, right?
I know like Qatar gets to go to pot 1 because they're a host, right? So that's you're trying to draw them.
Yeah.
We're pot 1 as well.
FIFA pot draw.
I think it might be us, Brazil, Qatar, France.
So let's see. This just is a story about Croatia being in pot 2. Okay. World Cup draw, how it works. This is from 4 hours ago. Let's see. Get out of here. Okay, so pot 1 is Qatar plus the top 8 world rankings, right? So you got Qatar, and then on the World Cup rankings, I was just on that, and then I closed it out.
Brazil, France, Argentina, maybe.
FIFA rankings. I had it up. There we go. Okay, so basically how it's going to be is you're going to have Why is my computer going so slow? All right. It's driving me nuts. It's when I'm trying to do 12 things at once. But basically, we got pot one here. Pot one. So you have Qatar, Belgium, Brazil, France, Argentina, England, Italy, Spain will be in pot one.
Well,
No,
not
Italy won't be. They're not going to.
Oh, Italy's not there. Sorry. Spain, Portugal will be pot one.
Depends if they go as well.
Yeah, if they qualify. Then you got Denmark, Netherlands, Germany, Mexico, United States, Switzerland, Croatia, Uruguay, and pot two.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
Pot 2 is a good one.
Pot two is not bad
Yeah.
because we don't have to. There's a lot of really good teams that we won't have to be drawn against there. So that means, to getting out of the group stages, that means, even if we say, I just hope we get into group stage with England, because that means we'll have 2 matches against England that we can do like for content on the channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
likely to matter, but if you and Mexico go through the Confederations Cup, then it doesn't or not the playoff, then you're automatically in pot 4.
do what?
If you go through the playoff route, right? If you finish 4th in CONCACAF, your world ranking doesn't matter. You just go into pot 4 automatically.
Yeah,
So
intercontinental playoff winner. Yeah.
If somehow Mexico or you got into that, even though you guys would be ranked high enough to go to pot 2, you'd be put into pot 4. No matter, it doesn't matter what your ranking is. Those teams automatically are put.
So hey, that means we got something to play for against on Tuesday. You know what I mean? But still, I mean, like I said, they've got to beat us now with that goal. I keep changing I can't have as many windows open when I'm sharing a stream live. In that thing. Let's see. It looks like Canada is going to be. You might be in pot 4, bro, right now.
It's like a very convoluted way for us to get to pot 3. It's still possible, but it's like 5.
You'd have to get like a bunch of teams that don't qualify that are higher than you.
Yeah, like Portugal has to not qualify. I could read out all the things.
Mexico could not qualify. That would help you out.
Yeah, well, one thing that helps us out is if either you or Mexico go to the Intercontinental, right?
Yeah.
What is that word? The playoff. I'll just call it the playoff, because then it takes out one of the higher ranked teams than us, right? But yeah, there's a few ways. It was a lot more likely if we would have won against Costa Rica. Still unlikely, but yeah, we're probably going to be pot 4.
What's up, Marcelo at the gym?
Yo.
So Mexico's still 0-0 at Honduras, dude. If they draw tonight,
That's what I'm saying, bro. They're in danger. They're in danger if that happens.
Yep.
Well,
I mean they'll qualify. Panama's out if they don't. They needed to win tonight, or they're out. So, but definitely building up the goal differential. Like Costa Rica's on 3 goals, so right now they'll have to beat us 10-0. They'll have to beat us 10-0 on Tuesday to put us in the intercontinental match.
So currently I'm looking at the standings. I don't know like how Google works with the like points and with matches in progress and stuff like that. So are we currently on? So okay. So
yeah, we're currently on 25 with the win. Yeah.
With a win. Okay. All right. Gotcha. So if Mexico wins, they go above us, and then we have to. Then
no, they'll be tied with us.
Mexico will tie.
Yeah, because they're on a draw right now.
Oh
so
yeah, 23 on a draw. Okay, gotcha. All right.
You both had 22 before today.
Yeah.
Okay, but then we'd still be ahead on goal differential.
Yeah.
So okay, gotcha.
We were ahead of them we've been in second on goal differential against Mexico since the last window.
So we basically locked up second.
Really matter.
At this point, we've
yeah. I mean, unless we lose. Say Mexico wins today and they win by 1 goal, that'll put their goal differential at 7. Ours is at 13, which means we would have to lose 5. Unless Mexico won, their second match, right? Then they would be ahead of us, and we put in third. So we haven't locked in second yet. In fact, we haven't even.
But if we play half as well as we have already, I think we should be
But
fine.
second
But see,
or
we
third
play
doesn't really
Costa Rica.
matter.
We play Costa Rica in that last match, though. So
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's what makes it complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to finish as high as possible so that we don't have to go into that intercontinental, because then we get into the World Cup draw based on our FIFA rank, which if we beat Costa Rica will go up. It may even, because we actually came down when we lost to Canada, we went from 11th to 13th. And the FIFA rankings won't be updated until Thursday. So us drawing with Mexico, beating Panama 4-0 should give us at least a rank, if or not, or two boost. So
Yeah, it does. I think if you guys finish second or third, I don't think you're going to be able to jump up into the first pot, because I don't think you're going to be able to pass Denmark, Netherlands, and Portugal, right, to get into pot one.
we're sitting right now at 1643.34, and Netherlands and Denmark's only at 1654. So there's only a 10-point gap here. Denmark won, so I don't do that. But the Netherlands won. Denmark lost, so they may be dropping in FIFA rank. So there's a possibility if like Portugal or I haven't seen any UEFA who's qualifying right now.
Portugal has to still qualify. They're in like the whatever route. I don't know how Europe does it. They're playing some.
John, for
I can't remember.
4-0 is the score. Yeah, 3 teams in pot 4 regardless of rankings. That's correct, David. Oops, I almost put that in the chat to everybody. That would have been bad.
Man, I gotta say that worm celebration from Pulisic after the pen. That's the sorriest worm I've ever
I
seen,
know,
man.
he's such a
No
doofus.
effort.
He's such a doofus.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
Portugal.
If you're gonna do it, give it, all of it there. Yeah.
Portugal's going to play North Macedonia on the 29th. If they win, then they're in.
I don't see Portugal slipping up against.
So
them the way, Italy
Serbia's
did.
out, right? Though, right? I thought Russian people were out. Russian teams were out.
Wait, what?
Talking
Yo.
Barca.
Yo.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Big up yourself.
Sorry?
Big up yourself.
Big up yourself. I don't know how to read this UEFA one. I don't know who's in, who's out. I know
Serbia
Portugal's
already
top of their
qualified.
group.
I think Macedonia will beat Portugal in the qualifying thing.
You think so? I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I don't think Portugal's gonna slip up the way Italy did. I think Portugal, player for player, is a better national team.
Yeah,
And
but
they're
it's a one-off game.
defensively very solid. So
Portugal's, I think, is one of the teams favored to win it, dude.
It's a one-off game though, so anything can happen.
Yeah, I didn't watch all that Italy game, but like it looked like North Macedonia was kind of, I don't want to say lucky, but they took advantage of like their one chance and scored, didn't they?
well,
Exactly,
Italy without Chiesa and Spinazzola, they just limp around the pitch. They've got too many old, slow players. Jorginho, I mean, he's really got to step up if they don't have Chiesa or Spinazzola in the team, and he was just not himself in that game. He was poor. He looked. I always love to call Harry Winks a poor man's Jorginho, but like he looked about Harry Winks level in that game. He was pretty bad. But yeah, I don't think it's been said enough how important Chiesa and Spinazzola were to Italy's Euro Championship and to that national team in general. Like they're by far and away the fastest, most explosive players they have in the squad. So
Yeah, I know, but like Chelsea fans say that like Jorginho is like the best midfielder in the world. I think he's so overrated by them.
Yeah, I mean, well, they overrate all their players, and you got to remember, like he's playing next to Conte, who actually is one of the top 5 midfielders in the world. I mean, it doesn't matter who you stick in there; they're going to look better than they are next to him. Because the only player I'd say Chelsea doesn't overhype is Conte. He's every bit as good as their fans say he is. He's an incredible player.
Yep, exactly.
I don't. Sometimes I find. I mean, I know he hasn't probably been worth the money they spent, but I find they get down on Havertz more than they should. Like he doesn't. He's not worth what is it, 70 million, but he does always seem to score every once in a while when they need a goal. Certainly better than Werner.
You don't think he's worth 70 million? I mean, coming out of the
I think
Bundesliga straight into the Premier League, he's been a nailed-on starter for Chelsea most of the time, and he's been consistently contributed to the attack.
I think he's worth it based on his age and potential going forward, but I don't think like right now he's performed as a 70 million player. Like I'm not saying
I think his value's gone down. I think he's only like 35, 40 million right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
Pulisic's
how
overrated.
old is he? 23,
24,
I mean,
25.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think he's done very well.
Well, yeah, I think
coming into the Premier League, it's a big jump. Even from the Bundesliga, which is probably like the best league to transition from into the Premier League, but it's a big jump going from a team, in Leverkusen that wants to compete, but like realistically is never going to compete for titles, and going to Chelsea, which is a European football superpower, winning the Champions League his first season. I don't know. I think you guys are being a little harsh on him. Like
First
he's
season.
pretty
my
freaking well.
point
That was
was
second
Chelsea
season.
fans are
Or
harsh.
second
I think
season,
that I think he's done okay for them. But when I hear Chelsea fans talk about him, they're always bitching about him. I'm like, save that.
Well, I mean,
bitching for Timo Werner, who's actually
We don't get it as Spurs fans,
Timo
but
is
like
shit,
we don't understand that as Spurs fans. But like this is the mentality of fans who support the biggest clubs in Europe. They expect perfection all the time, and when they get anything less than elite, it's rubbish to them. Which
I just want to go.
they're
just want to
always
go over
gonna
the
have higher expectations.
So we've got the teams that have qualified for sure in UEFA right now. It looks like you got Serbia, Spain, Switzerland, France, Belgium, Denmark, Netherlands, Croatia. They have clinched qualification into the 2022. Russia advanced to the playoffs but was later suspended, so I'm guessing Slovakia. You have England too have also clinched. Germany have also clinched. So in the unseeded semifinal draw, you've got Turkey, Poland, North Macedonia, and the Ukraine.
I think
Portugal, Scotland, Italy, Russia, Sweden, Wales. So Italy lost. In the Scotland match, who won?
Scotland.
Can't remember.
I know that Wales won in their match.
Scotland versus Poland, I guess.
Yeah, it was a draw, 1-1.
How did they draw? Did they go to penalties?
Sweden versus Poland.
10 June. How can they draw? I guess they just say like, because Ukraine and Scotland have completely different ranks. So how can they draw? How can they do the World Cup draw next week if we're not going to know till June 10th whether?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How could they draw? I'm confused what you're asking about.
Let me go look at the World Cup draw. How it works.
Like, because
So the playoff winner.
Right?
So the playoff winner automatically goes in. The UEFA playoff winner automatically goes into pot 4.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. So you could have a really strong team.
They're still in group qualifying, though, aren't they?
No, they're in the playoffs right now. Pot playoff.
Oh, it's not marked. It's not marked as that on Google for some reason.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so you got 10 teams that have already qualified. And then I think it's
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like on Google, when you look up UEFA World Cup qualifying, all it shows you is the groups.
You got to go to the Wikipedia page. Even then, it's still confusing as hell.
Yeah, they got three. Like,
Does
Path
nobody
A,
actually
Path B,
understand
Path
how this
C.
works?
They got Path A plus Path B, Path C. Ooh. And I think David said in the chat there that Scotland versus, I think they're going to play Wales or something like that, and they're going to pot 4. Right? I think David's saying that.
Who what?
European. So European. David says there in the chat, right at the last comment, European Path A, which is Wales versus, I think it's going to be Scotland if I read it right, and they're going to go to pot 4 no matter what.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I see it.
Or it might not be Scotland. They delayed the game.
Okay. So here it is. Okay, so I got it now. So in this playoffs, right, you have pot 1 seeded, right? So if whoever wins out of that Portugal, so Path A goes into pot 4. He says, is that what Dave said? And then Path B, Path C, those would make up the other 2 spots. So you've got Sweden, Poland. That looks like pot 1, like a pot 1 pool, and then pot 2 unseeded pool for Portugal. So Portugal or North Macedonia will play tomorrow to see who goes into pot 2. Poland and Sweden will play
tomorrow as well.
Tomorrow to see who goes.
Actually, no. Both of these games are on Tuesday.
Tuesday, the 29th.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Games are Tuesday. And then it looks
so
like...
that's why they can do Path C, that 13th spot. That's why they can do it in June, because it doesn't matter. They automatically get thrown into pot 4.
Okay, and so there's a postponement because Scotland have to play Ukraine to see who will play Wales, and so that has been postponed to June 10th. And so
and that
the last team will be decided in June when the winner of that game plays Wales. Okay.
Yeah, because they drew. Which why didn't they just go to penalties?
Well,
yeah, I mean, I don't understand how exactly that works then. If it was a draw, how they...
Who was a draw?
Scotland and Poland.
Would anyone like take bail back at first?
Scotland's playing Ukraine. That's why it's the problem, isn't it? They had to delay
but
that game.
Because of the war or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's in Scotland.
So their game on Thursday against Poland, was that unrelated to this? Was that just an extra friendly, or?
It might have been a friendly.
Yeah.
So what the hell? So they've got this super complicated structure for qualification,
and people are playing friendlies. Yeah,
in the midst of all this, they're playing friendlies. What the hell? Like, how does that make any? Now I see what like. Now
I mean, for the teams that have already qualified, I can understand it, but for the teams that haven't, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I see why there's a lot of complaints now coming from like the UK based fans about this stuff, because I don't understand that at all. Why would you have friendlies in the midst of qualification for teams who are still playing for qualification? That's crazy. It's just money grubbing at that point. That's really all it is. Or maybe, well, I mean, I guess it's possible they could have set that game up so Scotland was still able to play another game in the window since their game was being postponed, as a way to kind of keep the lads fresh. But either way, still kind of
play the ball, man. This guy, whoever number 2 is, who's that guy?
That's Moore, isn't it? Or isn't that?
Number 2,
Shaq Moore. He's horrible, dude.
Well, I mean, he's only here because of injuries. But, it should be Joe Scally. Joe Scally should be in his position. I don't know why Berhalter won't call him up. I mean, he's far and away the best right back we have. So,
he like Scally and John Brooks and Josh Sargent. I don't think he likes.
Well, Josh Sargent is crap and shouldn't be in the team anyway. He's a terrible striker.
I think Ferreira is a better prospect than even Pepe, to be honest with you. I like the way that he moves.
I agree, Will. His movement off the ball is excellent. He's got pretty good ball control, too, which a lot of our strikers don't seem to for some reason. They're basically just, a lot of our strikers move like center backs, and I don't like that.
Would you guys take Bale back at Spurs? Any of you?
Who, Bale?
Yeah.
No.
I
don't
would.
want him back.
If Conte's cool with it, I'd take him back. But I'm a Bale, super Bale fanboy. So, you can see my jersey back there. That's a 2008 Bale jersey.
He scored 2 goals for Wales.
Yeah,
Yep.
Fantastic free kick. It would be nice just to have, honestly, just for free kicks, if nothing else. But, I think he'd be good to have in the team just for, Conte talks about having veteran players who have won things with winning mentality. I think people slander Bale a lot about, his mentality because of what's going on at Madrid. I don't think it's a lot of it is really up to Bale. I mean, could he have done more? Probably, but I think a lot of that's come from the coaches he's had, the fan base turning against him.
Just did 5 plates on the side squat. Can he get a ride home? Means he's blowing his legs out. He squatted too much, too heavy.
It's
gonna take me about 15
Dybala,
hours to get there, Marcel. So.
Bale and stuff. They would be very.
I can
good.
barely hear you, dude.
Yeah.
TB, I can barely hear you, man.
If Spurs have Bale, Dybala, and Kulusevski in their attacking depth, it would be very good.
Pretty much, John. There's a chance. Ooh, as long as we can keep a clean sheet here, we don't want to let them get it. We want that goal differential. There you go. But basically, we've qualified for at least a minimum of the playoff. But right now, with the amount of goal differential that we're leading, we would have to lose to Costa Rica on Tuesday by 10 goals to
and
to
even
not
we
make
couldn't,
it.
And we couldn't possibly fuck it up that bad. oh my gosh! Oh no!
Which player would you take from the USA to Spurs?
Sorry,
One player.
TB, man, I can barely hear you, dude.
I take Weston McKennie.
You said which player would you take from the U.S. for Spurs?
Oh, McKinney for sure.
McKinney. Just the easies. Gio Reyna, too.
Gio Reyna. I would take Reyna in a heartbeat, dude.
McKennie and Reyna, definitely. Honestly, I'd bring in John Brooks in as a sub center back, as mainly a bench squad rotation player. He should be starting for this team. The only reason I can think why John Brooks isn't in the team is because he has beef with Berhalter. Probably because John Brooks has spent a lot of time in Europe and he knows a shit coach when he sees one. And yeah,
I just think we have better. I think Zimmerman's better than Brooks. I don't like Brooks that much, to be honest with you.
I mean,
I like Miles Robinson is great, and I think Zimmerman.
I like Miles Robinson too. I like Zimmerman as well. I just think this team often looks best with a back three, and I'd rather have Brooks in the center of it than Robinson and Zimmerman either side, or Zimmerman in the center and Brooks on the right. Something or on the left, because I think he's our only left-footed center back. So, that's mainly why I want John Brooks, and just for the experience. We don't have enough experience in this squad. It's really.
Well, I mean, Miles Robinson and Zimmerman aren't young. I mean, they're in their 25.
Yeah, but they're MLS players, man. We need experience from players who have played at higher levels of the game.
Where does Brooks play?
Well, again, Wolfsburg, which means he plays in the Bundesliga against good players. often. You know, he plays against Bayern Munich twice per season. He plays against Dortmund twice per season. You know, but I mean, the Bundesliga is probably the second, in my opinion, like is the second best league in terms of quality. So,
I mean, he's got beef with Berhalter because Brooks was a part of that didn't qualify in the 18 squad, right? And they're trying to get away from those players, right? So
yeah, I don't think Brooks was a huge reason for that. I think it was guys like Michael Bradley, what's his name?
Guilty dog.
Plays for the Arlington Nagby, Giassi Zardes, guys like that were the main. Tim Ream, it was those guys who were the reason we didn't qualify. Just like these old MLS players who just don't have it in them anymore. You know, I think Brooks is one of the guys that we should have kept. I don't want to make it sound like I'm against MLS players being in the squad because I'm not. It's just I want the good ones. Oh my God, that was atrocious. Shaq Moore just totally. Oh my God, what a howler, dude! Never shoot the ball again.
Which players would you take from in the World Cup squad for the USA?
I don't know what minute you're on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where are you?
You're gonna be way behind us.
Maybe I'm on the 50s. I've got 56 minutes right now.
Yeah, we're 56, 54.
Yeah, I just got
you guys
57.
are
So
okay, so you guys are like 30 seconds ahead.
Yeah, 57:02, 57:03, 57:04.
Let's see if I can refresh and
get further up.
Yeah.
it's not too bad. I was just trying to. I'm like, what is he?
Yeah, because I was like,
Pulisic is running down, and
that was a pretty good play there by.
Oh, I'm watching the play you guys are just talking about right now. Oh, that's almost a goal. Oh, wow, that was close. That was really close.
Kieran is a harsh critic of these guys. People say I'm harsh, and he's
Nah, I had just seen the 30 seconds before with Shaq.
I mean, because Ferreira from a really tough angle just made it just clear a goal.
That's the.
I mean, he also failed to finish from that position. He was on the end of that Pulisic ball right there as it came across the face of goal, and he just failed to finish from that position as well. It's just, yeah, he is not good, man. Very intelligent running from Ferreira there or that was Ferreira who was actually.
He's physical. It's like Shaq Moore is physical and athletic, but dude, like the way he was playing the ball on the edge of the box there is just he just needs to play it. Like he plays around with it too much. Sergio Dest is probably a lock in at right back for me. Reggie Cannon is probably better than Shaq Moore. I don't know why. He's not.
Yeah. Why has he completely fallen out of contention too? That's another thing. I think honestly, Scally is better than Cannon and Moore, and Yedlin. He's not as good as
Yedlin's horrible. I don't know why Yedlin's even in there.
I agree. He's not as good as Dest. Dest is also. I feel like Dest doesn't give 100% for the national team enough. You know, I just feel like he takes games off, and that bothers me because he's a better player than he shows, I think, for the national team sometimes.
So we got Ben KC says, big fan of Will and his channel. Love the focus on data and holding sloppy agents accountable. Thank you. What channel is the USA game on? Is it in the UK? Anyone? Somebody said it was on like VIP something. Athelstan, if you're still watching the match or the stream, let Right Heart Lane know.
So
US,
I'm at
US
58, 50, 51, 52. Am I better? Am I closer?
You're 30 seconds away.
I'm still no. That was 30 seconds before. I'm on a 30-second delay here, I guess.
We're on like hold on, they're doing a replay right now, so there's no clock.
59:44, 59:45, 59:47.
Yeah, I'm on 59:45. I can go forward a little bit here.
I'm I've done everything. I'm all cordless now, so
if I go forward, I'm going to go ahead of Scott quite a bit.
Yeah, Will was I think he was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, because now if I go all the way to live, I'm at 60-16, 60-17, 60-18.
Yeah, so Will's like 15 seconds.
Are you watching? Are you watching on TV, Will, on cable or?
No, I'm watching I'm streaming it off FS1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I don't have cable, so I can't stream directly from FS1. I don't have like a
Yeah, I have Fubo
cable
TV.
provider or whatever to sign in with.
I got Fubo TV. So that's where I'm got it on. I mean, I can put the link in the thing and you guys can go into that and watch it live with me from there.
You can
So-
go
That would
live.
probably-
I mean, I don't mind being 10 seconds. It's not like there's so much going on that I'm living and dying.
I'd appreciate it. It'd probably just improve the content for viewers a little bit if I'm not a whole 30 seconds behind.
Well, you're probably a minute behind me now because I moved mine all the way up. Here, I'll put it in the private chat again.
Oh man, just saw this tweet. England blew a 13 colony lead. That's funny.
It's in the private chat now. You can just click on that and watch it and stream in another StreamYard window. It'd probably be the easiest way.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it might actually run a little better on my computer too. Okay, yeah, 61.55, 6. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's a
you're
lot better.
there with the Will.
All right, thank you, sir.
You are welcome. Yeah, I mean, the second half has been a little bit slow. Maybe not a whole lot of scoring opportunities for the United States. There's been a couple of plays here and there. It looks like Long's coming on in the second half. I'm not a fan of him either, to be honest with you.
Either. Yeah. I super don't like Aaron Long because he plays for my least favorite MLS team, which is the New York Red Bulls. DC United, fuck the Red Bulls, always. So,
Why was Ferrer raising his hand? It didn't even go out of play. Primitive, talk to the ref about it going out of play. Looks like Gio Reyna got a haircut since his interview. Like he shaved his head.
honestly, the way we've been standing off them all game, it's pretty sad that Panama hasn't been able to do more with this because we haven't been really pressing them too hard, or there's a lot of social distance defending out there. So
Yeah.
I don't even remember us playing Panama. Like, there's nothing about them. To
I
me
think you
that
guys beat him
stands
like
out.
4-0 too.
That might have been the game where Alphonso Davies had his, like, that super goal that he scored. I think that's against Panama, but yeah, other than that.
I really like Miles Robinson.
He's a good center back.
He's not been having a great season this year for Atlanta, which honestly I'm surprised because I thought he was like about to make the jump over to Europe. Honestly, the way he had been the last couple seasons and how he'd been for the national team.
He played all right in the season opener. I mean, I was there. But I haven't, to be honest with you, I'm not a huge Atlanta fan, so
Does Atlanta have its own stadium, or do they play in the Falcons?
they play in the Falcon Stadium, Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes-Benz.
But it's for a soccer for a football stadium, it's or NFL school 5-0 USA.
Captain America strikes again.
Goal! That's how much behind I am now.
I can hit pause.
No. It's like I said, I'm not.
You're Canadian, so it's all right.
It's not like that. There's going to be a ton of instant analysis that we need at 5-0 anyway. So
Yeah, that's true.
at this point, I'm just watching
5-0, we're just banging up. We're making it harder for Costa Rica to have to beat us by 1 or more goals.
This is just a massive quality gap here between us and them. That's really all it is.
We lost to them though 1-0 earlier in the If we'd have beaten them the first time, we wouldn't even have to do this.
Well,
be
that's
already
the thing.
qualified.
I mean, it's not that they're. I'm not. I'm not saying that there's a world of difference, but I mean, it's CONCACAF. If you're not on it, you'll lose. It's that simple. Especially away
This is a
from
good
home.
thing because I think Panama's FIFA ranking isn't that bad. Panama is. Oh, I guess it is. They're lower than Costa Rica.
Honestly, that was brilliant from Pulisic.
Let me
How he
see.
handles it, brings it down, slips it in between two defenders, and then just cool, calm, collected for the finish.
Yeah, so Panama is 63rd, and they're at a 3.78 below the United States. So that means that we won't get points off them unless we beat them by more than 4 goals. So that's good because it's 5-0. So we should get some points off of this.
That's a fun stat there. Apparently, this is Pulisic's first hat trick for the national team. I'm kind of surprised by that.
How many goals is he on for the national team?
Google said 18 before this game, I think. So somewhere around there. I don't think it's been updated. So what's that? 21 now?
18. So he's got 21 now.
What's surprising about this, it's not like Panama. I mean, they have to win this game. They haven't really seemed to be like going all out.
No,
even
I think
close-
they gave up earlier on.
Yeah. It's not like US is punishing them because they're putting guys too far forward. They're just not playing well.
That was good from. Oh my gosh! See, that's the thing. That's Shaq Moore in a nutshell, right there. Amazing
Good tackle by
from
Zimmerman,
behind,
though.
and then he just gives it away. Zimmerman has been immense, honestly. Totally dominating in the air. He's won like every air duel he's had. Now here we go on the counter. Go Gio, go.
Other way.
Oh my god!
Don't get a
dude.
red card, you doof. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but
Sorry, I just saw.
This rep is terrible, though. I mean, this guy has. this- this guy has refed multiple games where he has lost control completely.
I don't understand how you call foul on Reyna though.
I don't know.
Isn't this the same ref who refed the Gold Cup final?
Oh, that's funny.
I guess he gave it to him for the handballs. What he gave it to him for?
I think it is. I think it's the same ref. I'm gonna look this up now. Pretty sure it's the same ref.
Zimmerman's old too, man. It is a little bit concerning that we don't have any like 20-year-old center backs that are just ballers. It concerns me that Zimmerman and Brooks are Shaq Moore. Slabs that guy to the thing. Why is the referee blowing his whistle like 10 times? Gianluca Busio coming on. Played for my son's club at North Carolina Fusion before going to Sporting Kansas City and then off to Italy.
And little boy
Son's-
Jordan Morris is an
Son's
absolute
former
baller.
club mate. Played there at the same club for one season before he went off to Sporting Kansas City. Christian Pulisic coming off.
So that's 12 goals. For
Pulisic
him.
doubters. King Abe. Yeah, Pulisic's overrated, man. He is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely. I think by American fans, he's definitely overrated. But he was good tonight. Hat trick.
Good night.
Are you saying he's not the LeBron James of
No.
soccer?
No.
because oh god,
I don't even think he should be captain.
Honestly,
I think McKinney should be captain. McKinney's the best player on the for the. You can call me McKinney Stan if you want, but I think McKinney's the best player on the US for the U.S. men's national team.
No, on that one you're just correct, Will. He's definitely the best.
And two, you can tell a notable difference in the side too when he's not there. Whereas with Pulisic, when he's been out in the past, it hasn't seemed like a huge loss because Pulisic can really go missing a lot of the times. But it's good to see Gianluca Busio get some minutes. He's had a decent stint in Serie A in his first season there. He starts regularly.
He's looking pretty poor right there.
But his performances are all like 6.8, 6.9. So we're talking like a Harry Winks level on a sofa score.
Oh, there we
It's
go.
not great.
Randall's getting fouled every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, he looks weird with his haircut. Like he just had a press conference like yesterday, and now he's got a shaved head. Gianluca Busio, I think, like on SofaScore, on the individual level, his let's see. Player details.
There's like, isn't there like
not too bad. 7.04. 7.04, not horrible. It looks like most of that was in the first in MLS. So since his transfer, he's been playing 6.9, 6.8, 6.8. Had a little bit of an injury, 6.5. Had a little bit of an injury, 6.8. So hasn't been doing that great in Italy. I mean, obviously a lot tougher league than. I didn't say that we would start Morris or Areola over him, but he's. I like Areola, to be honest with you. I think Areola is an underrated player. Morris definitely not. I think Areola could play. Didn't he get a move to Europe? I think he did. Plays DC United. He's out. He's playing at Swansea City right now, I think.
Who?
Paul Areola.
No, Paul Areola came back from loan because I'm a DC United fan. He came back from loan from Swansea City, who's owned by the same people as DC United. So it was like a really easy thing for him to get that. It wasn't like he super earned that move with his play. Didn't really do anything at Swansea in the championship. Or actually, aren't they
playing for FC
right?
Dallas now?
Yeah, so he was traded to FC Dallas in the.
Is that the one where he had an offer from somebody in Europe, or was that Acosta? Somebody had an offer from a European team and then got traded. Yeah.
They were going to buy him for PSG. Were going to buy him for $10 million from DC, and something happened. They bought somebody else. The deal fell through, and then he basically pouted when he didn't get his move. Was total shit for the rest of the time he was there, and then we traded him to Atlas in Mexico, and now he's actually been traded from Atlas or sold from Atlas to FC Cincinnati. So yeah, we sold him to Atlas, and they sold him back into MLS. So now he plays for FC Cincy. But yeah, Areola, man, I don't understand why Berhalter keeps picking him as a DC fan, because he was injured for a year, and either side of his injury, he wasn't playing that well anyway. He's a good
I
player.
like Paul Ariel. I thought he did good. Like back in it'd have been 2 or 3 years ago when he. I mean, that's 2 or 3 years ago, so it's a lot different.
2018 and 19, he was very good.
Yeah, for Dallas or for DC United.
He was one of our best players for 2018 and 19. But you know,
and that would have been when I was there.
He gets injured a lot and just had like an ACL tear that had him out for a season.
It's like Mexico has scored. And is leading Honduras right now 1-0 in the 74th minute. So
you play either New Zealand or the Solomon Islands. It must be crazy to play for a really small country like that, you know.
Let's go. Let's get one more. Sorry for the people at home, but when you're winning 5-0, it doesn't make for a very fun watch along.
Yeah.
Focus it on.
I have to let you guys go with the MLS talk because I know absolutely nothing about.
Yeah,
MLS,
I don't know.
so.
I don't know a whole lot about
Come on,
MLS either.
Scott.
Kirian's far more knowledgeable about MLS than I am.
FC or Montreal or Vancouver. Yeah. I don't know where you are in Canada, so I don't know who's closest to you.
Not anywhere. Vancouver is like a 12-hour drive, so I guess that's the closest. But
oh wow, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
talked about it before. Like Toronto's a 4-hour flight from where I'm. After I drive 2 hours to get to the airport, so.
Because you're like up there, like above Montana, right?
Yeah. If I drive straight south, it's Montana. It's like an hour away from me.
Is that
the border?
Saskatchewan or
Alberta?
Alberta. Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Vancouver is the closest, and like I said, that's a 12-hour. And
so
Vancouver,
there's probably some
like
American MLS teams that are probably closer to you than Canadian ones.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Minnesota, that would be longer. I think if they have one.
Yeah,
That's
Minnesota's
like where
got
we
one.
Are too. There's not a whole lot of...
Does Utah have an MLS team yet?
Well, I mean, it would be either.
Salt Lake City, right?
Yeah, that's still pretty far. I mean, Seattle would.
Yeah,
be
Vancouver is the closest.
Utah. Yeah, so it would be Vancouver, or like Minnesota, I guess.
Seattle was like 13 because you don't have a 13-hour drive, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you're at an angle.
Just through like the middle of central Washington, which is just nothing. I've done that drive, and it's not a nice drive. It's just driving through nothing. Yeah.
If there's no traffic, I can get to DC. Like I'm. It's funny because I'm like out in the country, you know, out in the woods. There's nothing around here, but I can still get to DC in like an hour and a half if there's no traffic. So it's kind of weird how it's like that here. The capital is far from the biggest urban metropolitan area. Good cutback from Busio. Giving back to him. See what he does here. That's a good ball. Nice switch of play there.
The guy with the yellow hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. The blonde, yeah.
Blonde, sorry. The hair that stands out. Yeah, Real. There, Jacob, he knows everything about MLS. Real Salt Lake City. Who was the guy we were talking about from Dallas earlier?
Jacob. Yeah, that's right.
Paul.
Real Salt Lake is in Utah.
Jacob from United United Spurs of America? Is that
Yeah, he's
him?
in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We were
Real
talking
Salt
about-
Lake fan. Okay, that's a good club, man. Like I respect as a DC fan, I respect Real Salt Lake. I feel like they're, their last owner was a huge, massive douchebag. So I'm real glad that they chased him out of the club. But good
Yeah, 'cause I
fan
don't-
base, really good fan base.
I know Montana doesn't have a team, and I know that Idaho doesn't have a team.
Ooh,
But
nice shot. Wasn't far off for Reina there.
Didn't Jacob? Well, you're in the chat, Jacob. You can say. I thought he worked for FC Dallas, or him, or Michael.
he used to, yeah. I think he did. Jacob used to work for it.
Oh, you're not a fan of ours. So you're an FC Dallas fan. Okay, man.
He's in El Paso or something, isn't? He's somewhere down there in Texas.
Well, in that case, I just kind of feel bad.
Yeah,
for
El
him because
Paso.
Dallas
He's
is-
in El Paso now, that's
Every-
far away from Dallas, so he definitely doesn't work for them anymore. But
I don't understand why Dallas doesn't have any freaking fans, man. Like they produce so many great prospects. I don't get why they have such poor support. Oh, you not an FC Dallas fan either? Okay. So don't really have a team, I guess. Gotcha.
Fair
Or
enough.
See,
what-
like,
if
I'm
you're
a
El
sporty-
Paso, do you go, oh, not Austin FC. No, boo.
Boo, Austin FC.
Dude, you're better off supporting. If you're near El Paso, just go to El Paso Locomotive games. Some USL action.
But I'm a Sporting Kansas City fan just because they've been around forever, and I used to live in Kansas City like when I was like 12, 15, 13. So like
That's
the
good.
only that'd be a lot because I do have a few
So
DC
did you go
United
there?
jerseys. But
Did you go to SKC before they were SKC when they were the Wizards? Or yeah, I wish they didn't change the name. Like SKC Sporting Kansas City sounds nice, but it was better when they were the Wizards.
Nah, that was a silly
Yo.
name. I used to go to a lot of Kansas City Comets matches too, which was back in the old professional indoor league days.
I don't know. I just feel like, and it sounds hypocritical as a DC United fan, but like in general, I feel like now there's too much FC this, like, blah, blah, blah United. Like, honestly, there needs to be more like American style names in American
No,
soccer.
I don't
In
know.
my
I'd
opinion.
rather.
It's just more It's more authentic. Like I feel like every country does football their way, and we should do it our way. the
No,
American
that
way.
would be
Just-
dumb because then we'd end up having like Barney billboards or something like that.
Oh
No,
God!
I mean, I feel
imagine.
like
Like
the
you
team
like
names
remember
in,
you remember the
NFL
penalty kicks that
are-
we used to do in MLS back in the day, while the rest of the world was actually doing real penalties. That was so dumb.
Well, see, no, I disagree with that. I
Golden
meant
goal
just in
rule.
branding. I'm just talking about branding and naming and shit. No, in terms of football, we should just play football the way it should be played, the way the rest of the world plays it.
The thing
You
is,
shouldn't have weird rules about the game or anything like that. It should be just FIFA standard.
wait, what is the point that you're trying to make?
Or they
I was
should have
just
teams like the Denver Broncos, or instead of
we shouldn't have a bunch of like American soccer clubs named like blah 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 FC, blah 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 United, like, or just like or literally like Inter Miami. Like, I think all that is
Look,
it's so
Inter
derogatory.
Miami, I can agree with. That's kind of like borderline copyright infringement, for fuck's sake.
Exactly. Like Inter is named Inter for a reason. There's a whole story and history as to why Inter Milan
it just stands for
Inter.
international. That's all it stands for.
Like,
but
why not
there's
call it the
the
Miami
media.
Crocodiles?
It's
You
about
know?
the fact that they started bringing in players from around the world to compete, and to be the best team because they had AC Milan as their in-city rivals who were like, just a great Italian team and had great Italian players. There's a whole historical aspect to that. Oh,
My issue
Panama
with a
just
lot
scored.
of American names, like there's a few good ones. Like I think New
There goes
England
the clean sheet.
Revolution is a good one.
Which one?
I think the what is it, Dallas United or whatever?
What, no,
is
DC
okay.
United? DC United or FC Dallas?
FC Dallas, yeah, I think that's fine.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Again, I feel like the teams who have been around for at least, or had their names for at least like 10 years, I think they should keep it the way it is. I think like DC United, FC Dallas, these names shouldn't change. But it's like with all the expansion teams and shit that they keep coming up with these like European sounding names. Like every new team is FC or FC that. Like we need to have some
She's
more
not here.
like
What is it?
nicknames in there.
I'll get dinner in a little bit. I'll call
I
you
mean,
up.
FC is correct though. Like FC ones don't bother me. Like Inter Miami, maybe. Like even like Sporting Kansas City, I think that's kind of silly.
What's
but
that? Burger King.
I think United it's fine because Manchester United is just basically means all of Manchester. You know, that's just basically the meaning. You know, all of Manchester United. You know, so like
even DC United is called DC United because it's about uniting the DC
Maryland
metro
and-
area. Yeah, DC, Maryland, Northern Virginia, which is
I don't
considered
have a problem with DC
a
United.
general
But when it
like
comes to, like,
regional area, you know.
Inter Miami,
Like Sporting Kansas, so Sporting Kansas City, like the whole sporting part of thing is supposed to be like a sporting club. It's understandable, but Sporting Kansas City doesn't offer any other sports. So like that's why like athletic club and all that stuff. Those guys actually have like professional sports and multiple sports, like back in the day. Like that's their thing, right? Like basketball or whatever. It was an actual athletic club that grew into a thing. Blah blah blah. So that's a little bit silly, but like FC, SC, that kind of stuff, I don't have a problem with that. To be honest with you. In fact, I wish we'd stop calling it soccer in the United States. I wish we just switched to football.
No, we can't do that.
That would never happen. Americans are too stubborn. No offense, Will.
So listen, I feel like when I talk about the game in Europe and everywhere else in the world, if it's taking place anywhere but the U.S., I refer to it as football. But when I'm talking about MLS,
I refer football as football. Listen, my closest friends, again, I will argue with them all day. It's called football. It's not called soccer. It's called football. It's football.
Look,
Use your feet.
Blame the English, not the U.S., because the English came up with the term soccer.
Right, but soccer is just hold on. But soccer is just a slang word for association football. So it was never called soccer.
Yeah.
Soccer is just a slang word. So the game is football. So we should call it football.
I mean, I agree, and that's
Like-
what I refer to it most of the
I
time,
don't have
unless
a
I'm
problem
referring
saying
to MLS.
American football, right? Like,
But American football is already its own sport. That's a different
Exactly.
sport.
No, but that's what I
It's
mean.
confusing.
Change the NFL to American football. I'm sorry, but like the NFL, like I'm sorry, you're not football.
That's what-
You are American football. The
Honestly,
rest
I
of the
love this.
world-
I love the sentiment,
Oh,
Marcelo. But I don't.
That's what NFL
Knowing
would call
diehard
football.
NFL fans, there's no way. There's no way diehard NFL football fans are like, oh, I'll call it American football. It's like a presumptuous, like it is football. I don't care what you say. Almost.
They should just call it NFL.
Honestly,
But it's not
since
NFL if it's being played in college
Listen,
or high school, is it?
You can be as diehard as you want, but the matter of fact is, you took a sports name that already existed and you kind of named it as your own, which is just doesn't like. I'm sorry, like
I mean, they
that's just
didn't.
disrespectful.
They didn't though, right? Like that was the predecessors. That was the creators of the AFL and the NFL. So it was
If
like
you understand
not
the
really
history
the
of
people
all
who were.
football and sports, like that doesn't
No,
make
but-
sense. For
No,
example,
it does. Hold on. It does
But
make
no,
sense
no, it
because
starts
hold
off-
on. Stop for a second. Hold on. Stop for a second. Because in the history of it, the guys who started the NFL and NFL are the people who killed the soccer in the 1930s when we were actually, getting into the semifinals of the World Cup and actually competing well and beating England 1-0, right? Like it's because of the guys of the AFL and NFL and their money grubbing, they killed soccer or association football in the United States. They killed it for over 40 years.
Lamar Hunt, he did the Chiefs and he started Dallas Burn, and I think he started another team. I could be wrong about that, but he started he didn't I can't speak for anyone else because I only know much about Lamar Hunt, but he was like the guy who brought the AFL and the NFL together. I don't know about the creators of the AFL and NFL, but I know that he was kind of the guy that brought those two leagues together, and then he helped formulate the MLS in America in like the early 90s. So while
yeah,
I
but he was
started
also
talking-
one of the people who destroyed it in the 60s. That's the problem, though.
sometimes to build something, I guess you got to kill something. I don't know. I got
No,
nothing,
because
but-
soccer was more popular in the United States from 1920 until 1950. It was
If you
more
had-
It was a
popular.
world because it was a worldwide sport. I mean,
my
they played it
argument-
everywhere.
Yeah,
My
but if they
argument,
hadn't
though,
done
is
that, the United States
linguistically-
could have possibly had a few World Cups.
But also, the reason I think that they originally called it football was because the ball was a foot in length, like the ball that they used.
No, it's because of rugby. So it came from rugby footers. So they had ruggers and soccer were the two slang words for rugby football and association football. So both rugby and football are called football. It's rugby
Yes,
football
exactly.
and association football.
Asian football. Yes,
Yeah.
and then you have rugby league football. You have American football, Aussie rules football. Football is a family of sports. It's not just one game. It's just most of the world refers to when they're talking about football. They're talking about association football, soccer, but like I mean, you get to a point where, like, for example, in Australia, they have association football, they have rugby football, rugby league football, Australian rules football. Like, you have to.
I think the US though.
Football or footy, and if they're an Australian and they say football or footy, they could be refusing to. They could be referring
I think
to like 4 different sports.
Right, but I think
You know,
first of all, MLS soccer is the worst name for a league ever.
Well, it's MLS, but their website, for some stupid ass reason, is MLS Soccer, which is actually, like, if you think about it, Major League Soccer.com, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Major League Soccer is a ridiculous term. Like, it's so dumb. It's like you try to copy Major League Baseball because nobody else calls it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
stupid.
why not just do it? Just like, why not call it, Premier Football or something like that? And I think we should go to the Spanish spelling if we want to avoid confusion in the United States. FUTBOL.
I like it. I can support that. Because honestly, like, whenever I started seriously supporting Tottenham and different clubs, like, I really started just shifting because it made me sound like uncultured if I referred to it as soccer almost. But as a kid growing up, it was always, we're going to soccer practice. We're going to the soccer games. You know what I mean? It was never, so like, I guess it's just a cultural thing. It was ingrained in me that it was called soccer.
Again,
Yeah, I mean, it's called soccer in Australia. And congrats, Tottenham away. I'm guessing that's still by the thumb.
Yeah,
exactly.
guys.
Which is why I think we should just refer to we should call it football when we're talking about soccer outside of the U.S. And then just when we're talking about American soccer, call it soccer. Because here it isn't football. Here it's soccer.
I don't like calling it soccer.
I don't know. Again, I only refer to it as soccer when I'm talking about MLS, like, USL, college. Because, like, what am I going to do? Call it, like, if I'm talking about people playing football in college in the U.S., if I can call it college football, then everybody thinks I'm talking about American football in college. It just
Yeah,
doesn't
but
make
I just don't have any
sense.
friends. I just don't have any friends who actually like American football, so it's easy for me.
See, that's the thing I do. Most of my friends watch multiple sports, so
It's final here in the U.S. 5-1. We conceded a goal late in the 80th minute. So rise it looks right now for the United States. We definitely can't finish any lower than 4th. But that's going to be really, really hard because we have a 10-goal difference between us and Costa Rica, which means they will have to beat us by 11-0 to surpass us in the table here. Mexico, we can finish 3rd behind Mexico if Mexico scores. 6 goals. So it looks like we've got second wrapped up. Or if they win and we lose, obviously, they would finish in second place. But, yeah. So Canada's officially qualified. Nobody can catch them or kick them out.
Hold on.
We can catch them.
If you go
Big
by
up, Scott.
Wikipedia,
Big
you
up.
guys currently have a minus 57 goal differential on Wikipedia, so you better you might have
Better watch out.
78 goals conceded all of a sudden.
Hey, do you mind if I touch on what Daza Hotspur asked about MLS having no risk of relegation?
Yeah.
So they do have other like leagues, but there is no promotion or relegation. So there is
That's a
no.
huge debate here, actually.
Honestly, I'm one of the people. I think there's a lot of fans of MLS who want to see it because we do have like a ladder of divisions, right? You have MLS as the top, and you have USL Championship, USL League 1, USL League 2. Like, there's a
And
I
ton.
think
so
like
leagues as well.
so they're never going to do that because of the franchise money. But I think that we can follow the Mexico route. Okay, so with Mexico, what you have is you have the first division, and then you have Liga MX, right? Which is like it's like you qualify. So it'd be like 10 teams qualify based on last season or whatever. Focus camera. And then they go into their own kind of like mini league at the top, and I think that's the closest that we'll get to Pro Row, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. But don't a lot of the teams in Liga MX, don't they like? There's like 4 people who own most of them.
Yeah, those teams stay up there pretty much. But I'm saying, so they have a first division that.
Yeah, I didn't know that about the way that their structure worked. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yo.
I know the people who own FC Juarez also own El Paso Locomotive. I know that much.
Will,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
what would be your like 26-man roster for the World Cup squad?
The Mexico.
I
game's
don't even
on
know,
day one.
dude. I couldn't even tell you.
We'd have to get a graphic up and start sorting it out.
Yeah, I'd have to. It'd be a long. Bob Spurrier here with the $5 or
Bobby.
£5 super chat. Big love to
Bobby.
all. Realistically, how far can Canada and US go? And does a
All the
potential
way.
good World Cup take the football in your countries to the next level? We've had pretty good success in the World Cup, so I don't. For Canada, it would probably it'd be a lot bigger. Like
I'll say it's already gone to a new level right now, just from this qualification. Like, for
Yeah.
example, when this started, I had to buy a service so I could watch the qualification games. And I don't know if they would have had these later games on the the TV, but like they're on
Yeah.
like the biggest sports channel, like our equivalent of ESPN. We have 2 channels up here, right?
like the zone or whatever. Or...
The zones, that's not even, because that's a paper service. Like, we're on like just the cable channels.
Gotcha.
Soccer up here. So
Will.
it's already just us, like this qualification run. It's a big deal. Like, it's on front page of. the
Who's racing?
newspaper.
Yeah, somebody's standing next to the highway, I think. Like,
No, it's not you,
Alright.
Scott. Someone playing a race car game or something?
I muted myself. I didn't hear it. It's not me.
I think it's just
Talking Barca. So Talking Barca, you have some
Hello,
background noise. So mute yourself when you're not talking to me.
Yeah. So already it's taken it up to another level. Like, it's not going to ever surpass hockey or anything like that. So it's big news up here. It's a big deal. As to how far we can go.
I love the way he said that.
As to how far as we can go, I would say realistically, Canada probably won't get out of the group, especially because we're going to be a pot 4 team, right? So we're probably going to have good qualities. I would say realistically, if we get a good draw, we could get out of the group stage.
Scott,
That would
Greece,
be
Greece
great.
won Euro 2004. Dude, you can get out the group, man. You never know. You win your first game.
I love it.
Anything is possible, man. Believe me.
Anything is possible. I'm talking about like
And
what
who
is
said,
it like?
who said Stell was negative? Listen to that. Who said Stell was negative?
I've been
Yo,
talking
big up,
about-
Hotspur. I
America,
enjoyed that
though.
stream yesterday.
Yo,
Will and
yo.
everyone was in. That was top notch. I was entertained. I felt like for the last 2 hours, Bob was like, "All right, we're gonna be ending it here soon," and it just never. It was just pouring with love. So that was very beautiful to watch. So I just want to say big up to you guys, all you who are a part of it.
Mate, put Barca
big
on
up,
mute,
Bob.
man.
Yeah, I'm at. He's got something he wants to say. You got something you want to say, man? Like, yeah, you got to mute yourself if you're not talking, dude, because like that background noise is loud.
Yeah, what would be your like ideal lineup in the World Cup for the United States?
Ideal lineup for the United States in the World Cup. Probably definitely. I mean, right now, Pulisic, Pepe, Reina, across the front. Then you probably have in midfield Timothy Weah, Tyler Adams, McKinney. Maybe Reina Weah flip flopping in and out of that right hand side.
I think Musa might start over.
Musa hasn't impressed. No, Musa hasn't impressed me this cycle.
Only because Weah is a great impact sub. He's really good when he comes off the bench late in the game. Because he injects that pace and energy. So
we have to start our best players. And then in the back line right now, it's got to be Walker Zimmerman, Robinson, Dest. So.
And the little bit that we saw from Giovanni Reina versus Mexico, coming back from injury, there's no doubt in my mind that he has to start. If we're talking our best 11,
no, I said Weah.
He has to.
Oh, Weah.
Not Reina. Weah.
How about Luca De La Torre?
Musa should start.
De La Torre? Nah, man, not for me.
Oh, my bad.
De La Torre maybe makes the bench.
Well,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Go so.
I just want to say to all of you guys, congratulations on getting to the World Cup. It's such a big deal, you know, for America and Canada to get there is unbelievable, and you should really enjoy it when the World Cup comes, man, because you're not going there as like underdogs. Okay, you're not going to win it, but you got a chance to do something, like to improve on the last time you were there. And the second thing I wanted to say, I think Kieran's right. In America, you should call it soccer. And when you're out of America, call it football. Because when you travel around the world, when you go to another country, you can't take your shit there and try and change people. You got to live their way. So in Greece, they don't call it basketball. They call it basket. Right? Yeah. They just call it basket. So when I'm in Greece, I call it basket. But every other country, I call it basketball. And it's the same in America. When I come to America,
I just don't like soccer.
Yeah, I get that, Will. But like when I come to America, I don't call it football. I call it soccer. I do when I'm in America. When I talk to Americans, I call it soccer. But everywhere else, I call it football. So I think Kieran's right. What Kieran said makes sense to me.
It just sounds weird hearing your accent say soccer.
I just also don't want an Australian situation like, you know, Shane has said and can attest to, where like if an Australian says football without context, or if football or footy without context, you have no idea what sport he's talking about.
I would rather we call it footy than soccer.
Sports. I would be cool with that. I would be on board.
Honestly, I called it footy for like the first couple of years of like getting into soccer, because it was like a transitional word for someone who's been ingratiated with soccer and football as like their own different things. But yeah, I was, whenever I talk about playing like with my friends or anything, it was always, yeah, let's go play footy. It was never let's go play football, let's go play soccer. It was let's play some footy. Maybe that's because it was on those like 6v6 courts, those small ones.
I mean, because we've got futsal here, which is popular in the United States.
Maybe that's why it was called that.
And then
is that what it is? Futsal?
Yeah, so futsal is played on a basketball court indoors. There's an actual futsal court that's a little bit softer than a basketball court, but most of the time it's played on a basketball court. But then you have, so I would just rather call it futsal and football.
The real court, it's a huge difference.
So I just rather take, because futsal is FUTSAL. I'd rather just spell soccer FUTBOL and just go with the Hispanic, because we have a huge Hispanic population here in the United States. They all call it football anyway, so let's just call it football.
I like that too. I'm on board with that. You just got to differentiate, you know. There's got to be some kind of differentiation.
You got football, and football.
You can't just get rid of the word soccer. The whole world knows what soccer means. right?
Yeah,
Even
and the
though they
whole
don't
world
use the
takes the
word.
piss out of me every single time.
Yeah,
Like
but
even
I
if
don't like
Americans
it.
just didn't call it soccer, then
I
I wouldn't
like
get shit taken out of me as half the piss
Yeah,
taken
but
out of me half as
that's
much
what
as I did.
I
Americans
like
do.
the banter.
Everyone calls it crisps. You lot call it fries. That's just how it is.
You know, one of the
Yeah.
first mistakes I
I don't
made.
like the
Actually,
banter.
no.
I don't like
When
being
I-
called a
it's-
yank and made fun
You
of. I don't
call
want
it.
to.
You call it chip. What you call chips, we call fries. What you call crisps, we call chips. That's what it is.
But the whole world calls it crisps.
Yeah. Well,
No,
Yeah.
Greece, they call
no.
it. They don't call it.
In New
They call it
Zealand,
papas.
they call French fries chips, and they
And they
call
call it
chips
papas.
chips.
In Greece,
No,
they call
no.
them papas.
French fries is skinny chips. Skinny fries. French fries are skinny fries, and normal fries we call chips.
But in Greece, they call it papas.
But yeah, I'm saying they call them chips and chips. So like,
No, in
what you
Greece-
guys call
yeah, but
crisps
others, that means
in New
potatoes, they just
Zealand,
call it
what you guys
potatoes.
call crisps in New Zealand, they call chips. But they also call fries chips. It's chips and chips.
I've gone and started a food debate.
But the point is, the word fries and the word chips and the word crisps all exist. So you can't just get rid of the word soccer because
Sure
it
can.
exists, and people around the world know
We
that the
get
word
rid of it by
soccer.
stop using it. That's how we get
means-
I'm
rid
sorry,
of it.
but when you say
Will is
crisp,
like
when you say crisp,
obliterate
all I think
soccer
about
from
is like that little
historical
stuff that comes off your little burnt food. That's all I can think of when you say crisp. Like the little. You ever had a grilled cheese and like some of the cheese slip out the sandwich?
That's
And it gets all
crispy.
crisp.
That's crispy.
I know, but
Yeah.
when you say crisp, I don't think anything other than like a burnt up piece of food.
Yeah, but that's because you're in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, soccer's it's not an abbreviation. It's a slang word for association, right? So,
I like the word soccer.
yeah, but this is what you know. What really bothers me the most though about you guys and the word soccer is you guys have soccer Sundays in the UK on Sky Sports,
True.
and then anytime American says soccer, you're like, you fucking
No,
yanks don't
we
know
don't- we
piss
don't.
all about football.
That's
You
true.
fucking can't even
Yeah.
call it
No.
soccer.
No, we don't have soccer Sunday. We have Super Sunday.
No, there's a soccer Sunday, dude. I've watched the show. I've
Where?
watched it.
What channel?
Sky.
No, that's
Sky
Super
has-
Sunday.
No.
It's either Sky or BBC. Somebody's got it.
I think Sky do something that called the Soccer Six, which is like a betting thing they do.
And there's,
They've
I
got
think
Soccer
it's,
Six, but there's no show. There's no show.
no,
called
it's
Soccer
on
Sunday.
ITV. It's on ITV. Yeah, it is. It's
Soccer
on
Sunday on
ITV.
Sky Sports. Or
No,
Soccer
it's
Saturday. Sorry. It's Soccer Saturday. 5
Oh, you're
seasons.
right. Soccer AM. They've got Soccer AM. You're right. Yeah.
And there's
AM.
soccer
Sports
night
show,
from
yeah.
Soccer Night aired from 2004 to 2008 on.
Yeah, but you know what?
ITV.
I've said I've come on
Soccer
your show.
Saturdays, not Sundays. I got it right. Soccer
Yeah, but
Saturday.
Will, this is the point I'm making. I don't have an issue with the word soccer. Globally, it's called football. I will always call it football, but I don't mind the word soccer. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
on Sky
Soccer
Sports
Saturday,
football.
yeah.
Right, but I mean, you're a normal. You're not a normal British person who
You're
likes to
normal.
take the piss out of.
You're a friendly British person.
Yeah, you're a friendly British person. Most of the British people, if you say soccer, is like, you fucking yank. You don't even know what the sport's called.
I got fucked up on Reddit. I made the mistake of talking about Tottenham on Reddit, and I got ripped apart by some like, you fucking Americans, you're bullshit. I got more downvotes in an hour.
Yeah, but
talking to
Jacob, man,
Brits
you're
on
talking
Reddit.
to uneducated people, man. You're talking to people,
Which is
that
the
are just
majority
fucking, they
of
drink
football
beer,
fans.
They drink beer all day. You know, there's Americans like that as well. There's Americans like you fucking Brits.
Well, okay, most Americans call soccer a girl sport, so
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's
you're
changing
just
a
talking
lot.
to idiots.
That's changing.
You're just
a lot,
talking to
though.
idiots.
Soccer's quickly
Honestly,
becoming
though,
one of the biggest sports.
last time USA was in the World Cup, there was a lot of buzz, at least in the Dallas area, about
we got to a
that fact.
quarterfinal.
Yeah, there was a
quarterfinal.
It was huge.
We played Belgium we took Belgium to their limits, and Tim Howard had that incredible game where he just
What year
I
was
think he
that?
had 14 saves. 2014
2014.
in Brazil, the Brazil World Cup.
Ah,
2014.
okay.
Yeah, we
they-
made it.
they
We
were
make it out of our group
fantastic
regularly.
that-
Still,
that year.
the U.S. makes it out of their group regularly.
Yeah.
Like round of 16 was probably our most common.
I think you guys should be super happy you're going to the World Cup, man. You know, at the end of the day,
I am.
Well,
I'm not just happy, though, but
hold on.
we expect it right now.
We expect to go to the World Cup.
Especially in our region in CONCACAF. Like, we should be winning this region.
It's not about happy. Canada's happy. If we don't get it, people get fired. Heads roll. Right?
It's like what Conte said about Chelsea and Tottenham.
It's like Italy. Us not
winning
qualifying for the World
US
Cup
is an expectation. For Canada, it's a hope.
Yeah, us not qualifying for the World Cup is like Italy not qualifying for the World Cup.
Nah, it's different, Will.
No,
well, no, it's not that.
Not here. Not here. Maybe globally, but not here.
Italy's international pedigree. They are one of the top 3 international football teams of all time.
Right, but in CONCACAF, it's us and Mexico, right? Like we are the Brazil, Argentina, we are the
what he's saying. Yeah, that makes
France.
sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have to qualify in CONCACAF. Yeah. Like if we don't qualify in CONCACAF,
it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
It's a fucking shit show. Everyone makes fun of it. Everyone makes fun of us on the radio, on ESPN. They put us on the back page.
ESPN.
Yeah. Sports Illustrated. I'm telling you, dude, like the women's team comes over here and just mocks us like it's not even funny, right? So
they're like, pay us more because we actually win.
Exactly.
The fucking men's team sucks.
Do you know what's going to be good about the World Cup?
Good because they do win.
Do you know what's going to be good about the World Cup for you guys this time? You've actually got YouTube channels, so it's going to be like more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. It'll be fun. We'll have lots of stuff. I hope we get in the same group as England.
Oh no, I don't want that.
That would be
more exciting for me because I'm not for 7.
What if we? You know what?
Imagine Pulisic scoring the game winner.
Just imagine the arguments.
Kieran, is there a delay for you, man? Because
God.
you're like a half second behind everybody. Like,
just imagine Will's Twitter page. It's going to be a disaster.
Say what?
Just imagine your Twitter page and all the Spurs community feeds. It's going to be terrible if England and America play each other.
No, it'll be great, man. It'll be great.
Everyone's going to be drunk talking.
Because here's the thing: England's in pot 1, right? So it could be England, the U.S., and Canada in the same group. That would be great. That would make streaming a whole lot easier.
Absolutely.
It would make streaming a whole lot easier.
I'll have Marcelo tweet me every day. Chill out, dude. Calm down, Stel. Have a beer, Stel.
Much better. Much better.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so I mean, pot 1 though, England and Brazil can't be in the same group, right? So,
I don't think we'll be pot 1, will we?
No, we'll pot 2.
Yeah.
If we qualify in 3rd or 2nd, we're pot 2.
So we probably won't be in the same. I don't know.
No, England and Brazil are in pot 1, so we'll be in the same.
Oh, okay.
So pot.
Okay, so we might
in each group. There's a team from pot 1, pot 2, pot 3, pot 4.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh yeah,
and
that
the
was
groups
great.
and the groups of death will be like the UEFA playoff winner, who's automatically in pot 4, will get chucked into somebody. You know, like it'll be like a Brazil, Croatia, a tough team out of pot 3, somebody out of Africa probably, and then UEFA player winner, and that's going to be like the group of death, right? Which is kind of like
Still,
we'll see on Friday.
You know, if the U.S. do play England and Qatar, we have the advantage in terms of weather and stuff like that, because it's still going to be hot.
Dude, I struggle to support England whilst Gareth Southgate is the manager. I just think
that's same with Berhalter, exactly, dude. I hate him.
I can't take it, man. I can't take it. I get so much abuse every time I say something negative about Southgate. I get so much hate that I can't even watch England anymore because
you're right.
I can't lie. I said he would fuck the final up, and he did. Twice. When Italy put a striker into midfield and got the overloaded midfield, he didn't react. That was the first fuck.
It's over. It's over by then.
And then that penalty decision
off season
to give an 18-year-old kid the responsibility of saving England in penalty shootouts was stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, Gareth Southgate, please.
I mean, Berhalter's the same way, dude. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
He picks his selections are horrible.
Well, it's because his brother's the fucking co-president of the
used to be
committee.
used to be.
It was nepotism.
When he was appointed, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's look.
He had only won MLS once. That was like his whole
USSF.
thing.
USSF in itself is just a shit show altogether, dude. Like
it's a joke, really.
I was there when they inducted that dude to that Indian guy. When they inducted him in the Hall of Fame, he's a fucking criminal. I looked into that guy.
He literally is.
He's actually an international criminal.
It's insane
for Canada. Our coach is
USSF's
awesome.
a shit show.
And with the pay to play, there's just so much bullshit going on in the USSF. Like the standard of refereeing at all levels of the game. In general, it's just so poor. The whole thing is so poor.
Okay, here's the funny story. So
and you sound like a jerk. People like even all the big guys. I just want to say real quick, all the big guys in like American soccer, like broadcasting and radio, are going on air and slating people for complaining about like certain things about USSF or about Greg Berhalter as the national team coach or the system or any of that, because the U.S. has been doing well, because we won the Gold Cup and the Nations League, and the team has generally been doing well and certainly better than last cycle. And we all have all this young talent. But that's the thing. It's like the players themselves are carrying this whole thing. It's the explosion of talent that we have right now in this generation that's carrying the whole thing. Because everybody else attached to it is just like, riding their coattails.
No, I mean, it's not true. I mean, the developmental academy played a big role in these players' development.
The developmental side has been. I'm talking about the administration and honestly the coaching staff. Like, it's just not at the men's national team level. That's what I'm talking about. But these players wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for the, how things have improved in development across all the groups.
I predicted it on your last USA stream. Luchi Gonzalez, he's now an assistant for Greg Berhalter. He was recently sacked from FCD, but all these FCD guys that they keep bringing into the national team, he was the academy director. The same academy director that discovered Weston, that discovered Pepe, Jesus, Kellen Acosta, all these guys, right? Mm-hmm. Like he was in charge of the academy that found these guys and that developed them. So I really think I've tried to put it out there that he's going to be the next coach once we see Berhalter.
No, I don't want that. I don't want a local coach. I want us to go out and get Jose Mourinho. I want us to go out there and hire. I want the United States to be the richest country in the world. No. Hold on. I'm not saying him specifically.
I love Jose Mourinho. I'm talking,
we need to be going out and getting a world-class manager to be the manager of the United States men's soccer team.
But will we?
Honestly, how would Mourinho be?
I would love it, but would we?
Why we've done it before, but that's what we used to do. I mean, we need to do that. We do need to do the same thing that like South Korea did in 2002. If we want to win this World Cup, we actually have to have a manager who's able to play a system to compete with European teams. And none of our managers, Greg Berhalter doesn't know how to compete with European teams. He doesn't. He barely knows how to compete with MLS teams. Right? It's just not. It's not going to happen. We got to stop with this. Our own. No. We're America. We have money. Let's go out and hire and pay some dude whatever he wants. Go play Jose Mourinho $5 million a year to be the U.S. men's national team coach. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Do you think Greg Berhalter will be the coach by the time the World Cup comes around?
Oh yeah, it's too close to get in a new manager now.
I just wanted to clarify. I thought that's
but by 2026, I don't care if we get to the semifinals.
By 2026,
we could get to the semifinals of this World Cup. Greg Berhalter gets a sack right after the World Cup, in my opinion. Period. I don't care.
I agree.
If we win it, do we build him a statue?
No, we make a straw. We make a straw man of him, piss on it, and then set it on fire. Is what we do. But funny story today. It just kind of goes in about like what Kieran's saying about the status of the U.S. refs. I'm at my 10-year-old soccer match today, and he plays it back. So my son plays rec league. He played in U8s, and then he hadn't played for 2 years, and now he's playing U12s at 10. So don't ask me why he's not in U11. But once they get to like U12, U10, it's like every 2 years. But anyway, so he took a break for 2-3 years, and now he's back playing again. So he's playing at the lowest level, which is like rec league or whatever. He plays a pass back to the keeper. The keeper touches it with the hands, and the referee calls a penalty. And I lose my shit because it's not a penalty. She's like, it's a handball in the box. God bless her. She's like an 18-year-old girl. It's a handball in the box. And I'm like, it's an indirect free kick. It's not a penalty. And then the coach on the other side, he's screaming, it's not a penalty. It's an indirect free kick. She's like, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's a handball in the box. I said, it's a goalkeeper. It was a pass back to the keeper. It's an indirect free kick. Anyway, there's people screaming, and I just can't. And then the linesman raises their flag, and somebody's offsides, and she waves it off. No, you can't wave off an offside. Sorry. I mean, you can because you're the center ref, but that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's just anything goes at like that level.
It's such, and then people have this whole thing, don't talk to the referees, right? No, fuck that. If you're an idiot, you shouldn't be a ref, period. Right? Yeah. Like, if you're bad at your job, you get fired.
You should just know the rules of the game, you know, the basics. Like
if you don't know a pass back is an indirect free kick, then how did you even get your badge? Well, I mean, this is the problem with USSF. Okay? Me included, right? Not me, because I actually had to go to a class. But now Kieran, you could go online, pay $22, take a 7-hour class, and get the exact same coaching license that I had to do a whole week of training on back in 2017.
Yeah, that's silly. I mean, that's Bush League shit.
I'm an ordained minister. I can get people married, so. But I ain't been to church in I don't know how long.
But no, I'm just saying, like,
cool.
It's just the way they do things here. It's silly. I mean, they've got, look, I don't have a problem with like little kids refereeing little kids, but because I mean, I did it for baseball. I used to umpire baseball, but when I was 13, it was my first job, and but I learned the rules, man. And I had parents screaming at me all the time. All the time. You think back in 1990 something, there was like, don't holler at the referees? Hell no, dude.
No, they beat your ass.
I threw parents out of the 13-year-old. You're out of here! It was sending people to their cars, dude. It was. Well,
see, as a baseball umpire, you get to be dramatic about it. I did basketball, and all you got's the whistle. That's your best friend. That's all you got. If they start yelling, I just blow it real loud. Everyone gets quiet when the whistle goes. So, do umpires in baseball have a whistle?
No whistle. No whistles. They use hand signals and scream. But yep. Stell's having problems, connection problems. Anyway, but I think we're calling it a night, my friends, boys. It's 2.5 hours, 9:30. Got another international match coming up. There's still coming up. Are you back? Can you talk?
Yeah. Well, my mic keeps cutting out, so I have to go in and out.
Sounds like it's a good time to get a new one. But so we've got let's see, what time is the Tuesday match? Matches Costa Rica 9:05 p.m. on Wednesday, March 30th is the last day for the CONCACAF qualifying system. So we will be here Wednesday night at 9:05 Eastern time. All 4 matches play at the exact same time. So Scott, Canada, Panama versus Canada in Panama. Should be a good one. Let's look at what is If Canada loses to Panama and we beat beat Costa Rica by 3 goals, we will or 4 goals, we will be finished in first place.
Well,
3 because we'll assumedly have lost 1-0 or something, right?
Well, but because then it would be tied, and with the head-to-head, you guys beat us, right? So.
Oh, then it goes to like goals, or I don't know.
Goals for if it goes for us the next one, then we would finish first if we had the same goal difference. What's up, man?
would you take Jesse March at USA as a coach?
Over Greg Bollard, though, yeah. I mean, at least he has coaching experience in Europe.
Yeah, I'd definitely take him. Honestly, that's the kind of football I'd like to see us try and play too. The German
I still wouldn't want him. I don't understand why we can't go get like Benitez or
no, not
like
Arsene Wenger.
The German guy's leaving Germany, isn't he?
Why not go get Arsene Wenger?
Wenger's retired.
No, he's retired from.
retiring?
He's not retired. He actually is looking to do international management.
What about Nuno?
No,
I'd take Nuno over Greg Berhalter in a heartbeat.
I'd take him over Berhalter too. I'd take
In a heartbeat.
most European coaches over Greg Berhalter.
I would even take Bob Bradley over Greg Berhalter too.
No,
Bob Bradley's
Bradley's
not a bad
garbage
coach.
too.
He's a jerk though, and I think players get sick of him.
He's an idiot. He should be coaching NFL or something like that. The
Yeah,
way
I
he
agree.
yells and screams with his country accent.
I agree with you, Will. You should like go out. You guys should have the money to buy like
Whoever we want.
like a European, like a big European country. You should have similar levels of money, like England, Italy, Germany, France, like those levels of.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why you shouldn't be able
I'd
to.
take Arsene. I'd take Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger, Benitez. I mean, there's a lot of managers that are out of job right now. I'd take
Give us Bielsa. Let's get Bielsa.
He'd be better than
Bielsa
anybody.
would
I'm
be
telling
amazing. Bielsa wouldn't come coach our national team.
No, hell no. But
I
that'd be
don't think
amazing.
He coach any national. Oh no, he coached. Didn't he coach Chile? Didn't he? Just seems like
Yeah,
there's not enough control over the players
see.
for Bielsa. Like those
Top
guys would go back to their
managers
clubs and he'd lose their mind that they
out
were
of HR.
getting fat and lazy in his eyes, right? But I guess he did well with Chile, so maybe.
So you got top 10 managers out of work right now, except you got I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, but Saiten. I'd take AVB.
No, I don't think
AVB was a good manager, dude.
Would you take Greg
He had one of
Berhalter?
our best records at.
No, dude. The best thing about U.S.
Let's get Ryan
players
Mason.
is they're athletes. They're top athletes. U.S. just produces top athletes. We need to get a pressing, high tempo, high energy.
That's AVB, dude.
It's Jesse March.
No, that wasn't always AVB. That's not true.
You do realize that like one of our best records was under AVB. I think he was.
Yes, I do. But like, I mean, I think Harry Redknapp was better for Tottenham than AVB.
Yeah, sure. But
And
you got
he
Diego
played high tempo
Martinez.
pressing style, so.
Diego
yeah.
Martinez is available. Daniel Farkey would be better.
Yes.
I could
Honestly, Will, you said it best already. Like anyone who's coached, or excuse me, managed across seas, I would trust him over Berhalter.
Yeah, Paulo Fonseca, Valverde. There's a good one.
Valverde would be really, honestly, that would be awesome. I would be good with that.
I think like
Zinedine Zidane, but he's going to go to France. So
I think in 2026, like Jesse Marsh will be our manager.
Does Jesse Marsh
No.
want to come and coach the U.S. national team though? He's pretty.
I don't
young.
I think
think so.
Valverde would be a perfect.
developing himself in Europe.
Marsh
Right?
wants to keep coaching in Europe. Yeah, he'll probably,
Yeah.
if he doesn't stay at Leeds too long, he'll probably end up back in Germany or Austria. So,
Okay.
I mean, I guess if he doesn't do well at Leeds and U.S. is offering a ton of money, that would help. But I would think that he wants to kind of be a.
Yeah, he's too young.
wants
I
to
would
build
rather
up.
go with somebody like Valverde, dude. I mean, you guys, you know,
Scott, why is like John Hartman so good?
I I just think one thing he does is he knows, like, he has a plan, right? He knows what he wants to do. He knows the players he wants. I know it sounds simple, but to tell you the truth, compared to what we used to do, like, it was just a mishmash of crap. And even looking at the US, right? Like I talked about today, I saw them play totally different than I saw them before. They were so much more direct. They were putting balls in. Herdman's he knows what he wants to do. He has the team. Everybody on the team, when you watch them, they play together. They know what the plan is. They work well. So I just think that's the best thing he does. He has just organization, and the team all knows what they want to do. You watch them. He makes the players play better than they are individually because he has them playing a system that works and that everybody knows their role.
Yeah.
Well,
I wish we had a coach like John Hartman.
Well
yeah, I think you'd probably want somebody more proven than him, but he's better than the U.S. coach right now, I think.
And like
I would take Jesse Mars over Barhalter. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is I would look Jesse Mars maybe like 2030, 2034 if my camera would stay focused. For me, that would be a better deal than bringing him in so soon, because he's only like what, 42? Like, he's not even that much older than me.
I know who I'd take as, if we're talking about Americans, I know who I'd take as national team manager, and it's not Jesse Marsh, because he's not at that stage in his career. I'd take Brian Schmetzer from the Seattle Sounders, you know, who's done excellent years and years.
Yeah, but look, listen, I mean, I just don't. Look, none of the other countries, like this whole, you got to have a manager from your own country, I think is silly. I would rather go out and get the best possible manager that you can get, right? Like, I mean, heck, if we can afford it, go get Conte right now, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? If he's willing to come and you got the money to pay him, go get Klopp. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Go get whoever you can get.
Two things about those comments there. Like, I feel like Jesse Marsh would be great, but I think if he stops coaching in Europe at this point to come coach the U.S. national team, that looks like a step down on his resume at his age. He needs to continue coaching there. Like, most managers don't, who are coaching in Europe don't stop and coach a national.
Yeah, but Jesse Marsh is going to get sacked at least in a year and a half. I mean, he's American.
And also the thing about Nagelsmann has a much more complex system than Jesse Marsh, which is part of the reason why Marsh failed at Leipzig when he took over for Nagelsmann. It's because the players thought that his tactics were overly simplistic compared to Nagelsmann's, and they were bored of it. That's one of the huge reasons he failed. He lost the dressing room, and he said he said himself he was in over his head. So
I think the US needs a gegen pressing coach.
I would like that. For sure. And yeah, Marsh is one, but I just don't think he would.
Go get Pochettino. He's gonna be out of a job. I don't care who we get. Pochettino would be great for the United States. The age, the players that we have, the style of players that we have available to us.
He loves America.
Class.
He loves America.
That's your opinion, man, but I feel like a lot of big clubs in Europe wouldn't look at it that way. Like, I feel like, that's not how it typically works for coaches.
What do you mean?
We're pursuing, like, careers coaching at the top 5 leagues in Europe,
No, normally international coaches come after, so they coach at a club until they're mid-50s, 60s, and then they retire, and then they go coach international. That's what they do, right?
Exactly. That's
international is the next step. That's what I'm saying. Like, in 20, because I think by the time that my son's age group is in their 20s, 21, 22, so you're talking 2030 World Cup, the United States player pool is going to be twice as deep as it is right now. Twice.
Can I ask you something, Will?
Will,
about like your child's soccer journey?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty novice at like knowing exactly how it all works, except for like how FC Dallas Academy works. That's really the only exposure to like a youth academy in America I've had. So like, do you have to enroll your kid into something like that to get to a certain level? Is it like, I mean, because I only played rec leagues until I, started playing sports for like my high school.
Yeah, so in the United States, high school, and don't take this as an insult, but high school and middle school soccer is like a half.
No, I know, it was a joke.
League. Yeah,
I remember it was like the actual soccer players in school laughed at the soccer players who played for the team.
Because actually, they don't ever, the real top level athletes don't even play high school soccer because their club season goes full year round, right? So it's both fall and spring, right? So they play through. So your top level guys never even come into the high school pool. High school are the guys that like low level rec league or
hell yeah, my kind of guys, my ball players.
High level rec league and low level travel players are what plays in high school sports. I mean, sometimes you'll get like,
or the kicker in football. They usually the kicker in football plays soccer.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, but here in the youth system in the United States, so you have MLS, right? Next, which is the league. It's brand new this year. This is the first year that it's doing it. It's a replacement for the developmental academy, which used to be the top level, which had teams.
It's like a tournament, right?
No, developmental academy was a league, and it was run by USSF, and they had specific requirements. It's what Pulisic played in. It's what McKinney played in, right? Like all the MLS academies played in the DA.
Yeah.
So
I remember shooting some of those.
And then, but that ended when COVID hit, and they blamed it on that. But it was because MLS was complaining because there were some areas where the other developmental academy teams weren't as good as the MLS teams, and so they felt the competition was low or whatever, that they weren't doing it. But I don't know. I think it just because of the traveling and their image. I think it was what was doing it more. But anyway. So they got rid of the developmental academy, which made ECNL the largest on the East, ECNL, and then MPL on the West were the two largest leagues or highest level leagues in the United States. And then MLS Next, because it's made up of, because some of these ECNL and MPL teams are far better than MLS club academies. Like, you'd be surprised. Because MLS clubs, as you will know, they have their own area, homegrown rules, and if you come from an area like where I was at in Greensboro, North Carolina, before Charlotte started their team this season, we didn't have a team. So we could have gone to Atlanta, we could have gone to Kansas City, we could have gone to Seattle, we could have gone to DC United. Right? We weren't in a state with an MLS team within, I think it's 180 miles or something like that. So you couldn't. So we weren't in a homegrown club.
Okay.
So our players ended up going to all over the place. Like Gianluca Busio went from North Carolina Fusion to Sporting Kansas City. We had some guys. We had a club partnership with Seattle Sounders, and so like our coaches went to Seattle Sounders Academy to get training from them. So we would send kids to Seattle Sounders camp all the time, and that's Seattle. And we're in Greensboro, North Carolina, for crying out loud. So.
Where I need to go.
I know FC Dallas gets
All right,
from like Alabama a lot too. All right, Stel.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Have a good one.
All right, good night, buddy.
A lot of kids from Alabama play in the FC Dallas Academy, and they just like house them right by the facilities in like these apartments that literally the city built for this reason. It's kind of wild. I never understood.
Yeah, because Alabama doesn't have an MLS team, right? So
I think they got a championship. I think that's it.
Yeah,
either championship team. Or USL League One.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's just the way that the US does this stuff. So this whole system, is just, I don't know. But just like going back to like how this is going to affect the national team overall. So you basically have these two leagues. You have MPL, ECNL. So ECNL is Elite Club Nation League, and it's huge on the East Coast. It does exist on the West Coast, but some of your MPL teams are better than, which is National Premier League, U Soccer, whatever. But anyway, USYS has their own league now too that they're kind of running, which is like the USSF arm for U Soccer, which is USU Soccer. And then they have their own national league that they're running now. So you have the USYSNL that just started this season, and you have MLS Next that just started last season. So you have basically these 4 leagues that kind of make like, because you have some teams in the ECNL that are better than teams that are in MLS, and you have some MLS teams that are way better than teams in ECNL. And so it's like, you don't really know. So anyway, the 4 of these leagues just kind of like sit at the top tier of USU Soccer. So it's MPL, NL, MLS Next, and ECNL. Those 4 youth leagues have the best quality of players and stuff like that. So basically, if you go to like usoccerrankings.us, I can just share it. We can look at it together because it's a cool site. But
damn, see, I didn't know that there was that many. I only knew of MLS Next. Like that was a thing, but they weren't like a tournament. It was like just like an academy that like kids were a part of. I remember when they were first starting out. But yeah, I didn't know that there was so many options really for your kids.
Will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my lineup for like Costa Rica game, I think I would start Horvath in goal. I think I would like play yet. I think I would play like I would make a change. Like I would play Weah instead of Ariola and Reina in midfield instead of Tilatore. And I think that's it for this like Costa Rica game.
Weah will be back, so I'd play Weah too.
Yeah, Pulisic, Weah, Ferreira, Adams, Reina, and Musa.
I'd like to see Reina start, though, to be honest with you. Maybe give Pulisic a rest because he started 2 matches in a row.
I would like to see him in midfield. I would like to see him creating from midfield. Reina.
Yeah, I mean we can see him play in the midfield. I just want to see him start. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in. Let me share my screen here, just for people to show you, let you know, so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna share Chrome tab and USU Soccer Rank. So this is probably the best ranking site for USU Soccer. So if you want to find you guys see that all right? If you guys want to find like a club for your brother or your friend or your sister or your aunt or your uncle, stupid ads not sizing, but so this shows you the blessed club. Let's pick the age group. So let's pick the oldest one just so you can see. So Players Developmental Academy. They're not an MLS club, but they're the #1 youth club or youth team at the 2003 age group. So they're just a regular club who's gotten invited to play in MLS Next because of the quality of their people. But you have so Portland Timbers MLS Next, Louisville City Academy as Louisville, Kentucky ECNL. It's the third best team in the country. Pipeline SC, Caesars Logan. So MLS Next, ECNL are kind of like the 2 top leagues. But then you have somebody like SC Wave Juniors in Wisconsin who doesn't play in ECNL or MLS Next, right? They're probably a national. Sorry, my camera keeps going out of focus whenever I look at the other monitor. But yeah. But basically, you've got SC Waves Juniors. They play for probably. Here we click on the team, and it might tell us the league they play in. So it's something, yeah, MPL. So remember I mentioned MPL before. So they're playing in the Midwest Developmental League, which is what's part of the MPL. And Then you got guys like Dienza Forest MLS Next. That's another club that's not an MLS team, but it's a club playing in that league. Solar SC Sawyer in Texas, who probably plays in MPL. Yeah, so the CCSAI Classic League, closed league. It's a closed league. Looks like FC Dallas has some teams that play in that. But basically, Tulsa SC is a USL club. So you have, it's not a clear-cut picture of what it does in that. But basically, out of recruition from recruiting from the top, ECNL, MLS Next, MPL, those are your three big ones. Then you have the National League from USU Soccer, which is a newer one. But like Charlotte SA Academy, ECNL, my son used to play against them all the time. St. Louis Scott Gallagher, MLS Next. They got invited into the MLS League because Sporting Kansas City doesn't have anybody to play against. But they're a really strong club. A lot of good talent. That's where Josh Sargent came out of the St. Louis Scott Gallagher Academy. USL doesn't really have their own youth league, for whatever reason. But,
well, that's because also most of those USL teams are tied to an MLS team already. Like FC Dallas has North Texas SC that play in USL League One, and then LAFC has the Las Vegas Lights, and then some teams just have like Atlanta United 2, or Sporting Kansas City 2, Portland Timbers 2, that play for either USL Championship or USL League One.
And so NCFC, that's another team in North Carolina. But if you guys think like, oh, 91st, that's not a lot. No, you have to realize how many clubs there are in this age group, right? So I'm going to click all the way to the end.
It's like 1,000.
Yeah, there's more than that. Why is it not allowed? Okay.
Yeah, because even out here in El Paso, FC Dallas has a team.
Yeah. So this is national. If we go to just one state, and let's say Georgia, for example, because that's where I'm at. So Concord Fire, that's an Atlanta team. That's an Atlanta team. United FA, it's an Atlanta team. Atlanta Fire United, that's the one that my son plays for. So you're looking at like 6th in the state, but you're talking 201st in the country, right? And then if you go all the way down to the end of Georgia, you're talking the worst team in Georgia in that age group is 1,591, right? Or like let's go to North Carolina, which is a state I just came from, and then we'll go to Virginia since what's his name's here, and I used to play there as well. Let's see, North Carolina. So,
who does these rankings, by the way? Because this has got to be some.
Well, what it does, it's based off results, and so it's a weighted score.
It's just like a computed system.
Yeah. So, for example, like you can calculate. So, for example, say Charlotte Independence Pro ECNL. So Charlotte Independence is a USL club that plays in ECNL in North Carolina. Say they were to play Triangle United. Well, they should beat Triangle United by 3 goals. Right. So that's how it is. It's basically your score at 43.01 against their score at 40.95. Shows you how competitive you are with them, right? So my son played for North Carolina Fusion ECNL when we lived in North Carolina. So 75th in the country for this particular age group. My son's a 2007. So you can see by age group, it all changes. So what's the best club in 2003s isn't the best club that's for 2007s. Todd, some of it's Got Soccer. It's not pulled from Got Soccer. It's actually pulled from all kinds of stuff. So Got Soccer is a tournament management software that has its own ranking system, and they pull in stuff. My son plays for Atlanta Fire United.
Sorry, what's the site called again?
This is usoccerrankings.us.
Okay.
And this is the best one. So it pulls from all the available sites. So like, for example, if you click on a person here, it'll show you the sources of where the information it got from. And it has every game that they've played that particular team plays. So it has their whole history, game history for this, blah, blah, blah. And so it's pulling that information from www.mlssoccer.com to MLS Next. And basically what they do is it takes at least 10 games before, got soccer is rigged. I agree. They basically, yeah.
Do you like watch 11 Yanks or Tactical Manager TV on YouTube?
Yeah, I watched 11 Yanks and Tactical Manager, both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they do like pretty good analysis.
Yeah, they're pretty good channels.
Except they like De La Torre.
I don't dislike De La Torre. I just don't. He's not someone who I'm like super hyper excited about. Like for me, it's Giovanni Reina and Reina, McKinney, Weah. Those are my three like players that for the U.S. men's national team that I rate highly. But
Thank God. Yeah, thank God that Greg stopped calling in legit. This year.
But we've got here, so basically the national rank stuff, they've got, it goes up and down, but I mean, you can tell just from this different things. My son used to play for the 07. He plays, where is North Carolina F Fusion? So 251st. So for him, going from a 251st team, and then here in Georgia, where he's playing now, 393rd. So 36.76 to whatever they were over there, 200. It's going to be pretty close, but 36.97, because from like 191 is 37.6 to 36.6. You're talking like a goal difference, right? On average, my son's old club would beat his new club by 1 goal, right? So play 10 times. That's where we're going to go. But yeah.
It's very interesting. I had no idea there was this many
Yeah, so like
teams.
in Georgia, there's 100 teams. So if you notice, Concord Fire North, SSLE Black, 2,199th rank. But then you go to the very top, and it's Concord Fire Platinum ECNL, 53rd in the country, right, at that age group. Or North NASA's ECNL, it's 23rd in the country at that age group. So if you're looking at the nationals at my son's age group, Los Angeles FC is the best team. New York Red Bulls, Philadelphia Union, Inter Miami, LA Galaxy, Real Salt Lake, right? San Jose Earthquakes, New City FC. So this is a lot more MLS focused, right? Because they're doing better and better and better, especially at this age group, recruiting people. You don't start seeing like regular clubs until like 9th, right?
Okay.
Sacramento Republic, right? That's a ULS.
They were going to be
USL.
MLS. They were about to go to MLS too. But
St. Louis
happened.
FC Academy, MLS Next, right? So you're seeing the MLS teams starting to, the further back we go, the academies are starting to dominate because their systems are getting better, right? Austin FC, but then you got Michigan Tigers Gold, right? But your top, so basically in the United States, your top 100 teams, you notice you got 38, 32 at 99th, and you got 41, 34. So you only got like a 3-goal difference basically between those clubs in the top 100. So if you're playing for a club that's in the top 100 team, you're pretty good. But even when you're going from top 100 to top 200, there's not a huge difference. You're talking maybe 3-4 goal difference. So on average, like if my son's team were to play Los Angeles FC, MLS Next, they should lose, if they played them 10 times, they should lose 4-0 at least once, right? So it's not a huge difference, right? It's not like they're going to get waxed 12-0, right? Like, so it's very, very competitive at the U.S. youth landscape. You're talking 200 teams within 4 goals of each other.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. Just seeing that, what was it? Sacramento and St. Louis are on there. St. Louis is about to be an MLS team also, but Sacramento, they were going to be the MLS, but the city, I think, refused to build them a stadium. Like they had agreed that they were going to get a stadium, then they didn't. So then now it's going to St. Louis instead of Sacramento. It's interesting that they're like right there competing with each other as far as their academy goes.
And then like this, so this site right here with the ad of the fat lady getting her belly fat measured. You've got Uke ranking system, so it tells you how it works. So comparison rankings, your ranking system accuracy is measured by its predictive power. How often a higher ranked team beats a lower ranked team. A predictive power of 0 is equivalent to flipping a coin. 100% means that you're always getting the correct result. Some ranking systems only rank the top 25 teams in each age group. That's not helpful because there's a lot of leagues too. So this gets stuff from very low level leagues. Like if I were to go to Virginia and the clubs that my son used to play for there, you're talking they're ranked thousands, right? They're in the thousands level. So he's gone from thousands to 200. So if you're in the top 250 teams in the United States, that's
out of a lot of fucking teams. That's a lot of teams.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. The depth of the U.S. playing pool right now is huge, right? That's what I'm saying. So like predictive power.
2026 got to be our year.
So I'm saying 2026 is going to be good, but you have to understand that like the 07s that my son's age group right now, they'll be 18 or 17, 18 in 2026, right?
Come off the bench.
So 2030, I think, is when you're really going to see the power of the United States. You're going to start seeing, because in 2030, Christian Pulisic is going to be what? 28, 29, right?
How old is he?
He's 23, 24.
So in
32, I guess maybe 8 years.
So in 8 years he'll be upward 30s.
So upper 30s, and then you got Reyna, who's going to be like late 20s, right?
That's
Plus
still
all
prime.
the new people that are going to coming in. That's what I'm saying. By 2030, we'll have guys
McKinney's
from the 30s.
like 22.
Yeah. So you got guys. He's going to be in his late 20s. That's what I'm saying. So by 2030, we're going to have depth all the way from 30 down to like 18, man. Yeah. It's going to be
Ronina as well, the goalkeeper.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got a lot of good talent coming through, and as long as the U.S. doesn't screw it up in identifying these players. But the U.S. has a pretty decent thing. We've got ODP, we've got MLS Next, right? So all of these guys do what they go to tournaments, or they'll have camps. So you have an MLS Next showcase, and you'll have an ECNL national showcase, and you have all this stuff, and all these scouts from colleges. So where colleges go, they don't go to high schools; they go to these.
Hell yeah, hell no! I don't see one high school named not in any of them.
Yeah.
My guy.
260,000 youth soccer teams in the United States is what total. 260,000.
USA.
So that's why I said if you're in the top 200, 300, you're, top 10%, right?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Top 1%. No problem, man.
It's definitely top 2% of that.
Yeah, talking Barca. If your people want, you got a channel? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I got a channel. Yeah, talking Barca on YouTube.
Go ahead and plug your channel, man. If you're gonna bounce out.
Okay, yeah. It's talking Barca on YouTube. I haven't uploaded in a while, like for 6 months, something like that. Like for a very long time already. Yeah. And I'm only 18. I'm still I only started YouTube a year ago. So, yeah.
Me too, man. You're never too young. You're never too old. I'm 41, so.
I got 144 subscribers, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked it back. So if you can subscribe, please do. Yeah.
Yep. Everybody go check him out. And then thanks for coming on, joining us. But yeah. So basically, if you're looking at what is I guess so, you're talking. That's more than that's hot. If you're talking 260,000, the top 10% would be
260,000.
2,600.
Top 1% would be like 2,000. At least 260.
Yeah. Let me see. It can't be right though, boys. Well, I mean, because I guess you're talking about at a specific age group. So the age groups it's tracking. So let's kill. So we got 2012 through 2003s. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So take a 10 out of that. So say 26,000. So 26,000 divided by but 10% of that would be 2,600, right? So top 1%. Somebody, you could say that my son plays in the top 1 to 2% in the country.
Easily.
Right. So
I mean, if it's out of 260,000 and it's what, 240?
yeah, it's 260,000 teams, but I'm guessing that's all teams in all age groups, right? So they're covering from 2003 to 2012. So that's 10 age group, 10 years. So you take 10 off of that, because you're gonna have teams for all of these clubs in all of those age groups, right? So cut that number down by 10. That gives you 26,000 teams or clubs in the United States. Boys and girls, cut that in half, because that's boys and girls. So cut that in half again. So you're looking at, so half of 2,060, 2,600 is going to be what, 130,000. So 130,000 over 10 be 13,000. 13,000. Okay, I'm horrible at math. One percent of 13,000 is, so let's say if you're in the top 400 teams, 130. So the top 1% would be 130. So my son's team being at like 350 right now is in the top 3%, top 5% in the U.S.
That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. But I'm actually probably looking to move him. I don't like the way this team plays, and that's what I was talking about earlier today. They were just taking free kicks from the center circle, and then just launching it in the box instead of just playing it short and actually getting possession and trying to work with it. They just launch it. Anytime the center back touches the ball, he's just launching it forward. It's just like playing kickball, and it frustrates my son because he's a very technical player. He tries to hold up the ball. He tries to play possession base. Right now, he's playing right wing for the most part, right wing or left wing, but he's not a winger. He's really a center midfielder, but they don't like him because he tries to pass the ball rather than just kick it into the box. They want people to just kick it into the box. Yeah. It drives me insane.
My brother's 10. He's playing like rec league, and the rec league club he's playing for, like the U19 team, I just looked up. They're ranked like 1,200 something nationally, and like, you know, pretty low in the state, like 40. So, I mean, and he's an incredible player. Like, he's scored 7-8 goals in a game before a few times. He just often is far and away the best player on the pitch.
I just saw that lady's gut.
Yeah.
We just gotta, I don't know, I gotta get him out of there and do a better club.
This is the so my son never played for them. My son played for.
So that's crazy though, because if yours is in the top 5% and they play silly, and Kieran said that his brother plays in a 1,200 and they play silly too. Like, what does it take to get to play on a structure? Does it just come down to the coaches or what?
I think it's the top, like, honestly, like the top 300, 400 nationally. Like, you probably see a much higher level.
Yeah,
Like,
so my son used to play for CVU, which is Central Virginia United Soccer Club in Virginia. And that's when he played at this level, which is 2,592nd in the age group. So you're talking 32. So 30, you're talking. Yeah, But each age group is different, so you really want to look at the score here. That'll tell you more about it. So, like, for example, if we were playing the top teams in MLS, his team would probably get beat 10-0, right? Like, it would just be a slaughter fest. But my son, when he played for this team, had 20 goals and 20 assists. Okay. So, in Virginia, before we moved to North Carolina, and I'll show you why we moved to North Carolina. So my son tried out for VBR Star, which is right here. He made this team, VBR Elite, 780. Then we tried out for Skyline Elite, which is in Charlottesville, which is an even better team at 578. Okay. Then we ended up going to North Carolina and trying out, and you have where'd it go? North Carolina Fusion at 251, but in his first year at North Carolina Fusion, he played for their RL team.
Yeah, his team isn't even ranked. Yeah, for his I just looked for my brother's age group. His team is not even ranked. So
yeah, if you're not playing in a travel league, it's not on. It won't be in the.
Well, he does play for like the club. You know, takes the rec players and promotes them into their into
the travel spots.
Yeah, and he's played for them. So, and I don't even see them in the rankings here. So
yeah, so North Carolina Fusion ECNL. That's where my son played. Not his first. I can't find their RL's team, but anyway. In this squad here, and then we moved to Georgia, and he plays. Where's it again? Right here. So 393, and then they have another. This club has another team here. Then they have another team. Right here. Then they have another team. Different places. But anyway, so each club they have like 5. Like in North Carolina, I know that club better than this club because honestly, this one we just picked because we were in a hurry. We moved here after the season already started. And he had and we had to just get going. Otherwise, he would have had to sit out a whole year. So we picked the closest one, just went and joined. But luckily, they put him on the team. So I just don't like the way they play, man. And for me, especially at the age of 15, for me as a dad, I don't care about winning. I want to be in a place that's going to teach him to be the best footballer that he can be. And you're not going to get that by just kicking the ball up the field, right? So I'd rather have him play at a lower level for a club that teaches something better than play where he's at. But.
I mean, it's all about, I think, his individual development, right? So
yeah,
it sounds like you got a clear idea of what's going to be best for him. So
I mean, because he's really playing. Cool. I mean, he's playing.
My brothers were always my brother. I have a brother who I was always like, man, I feel like he's such a good defender that he could like play in the MLS. I always just thought that, right? But I never he would always say, "There's no way. I'm like leagues and leagues behind a guy who would make that who could make an MLS team." And I mean, I guess I just never understood the volume.
The margins get really small, right? So, for example, if you're talking like individual talent, like we played North NSA ECNL, which is the number 1 state in Georgia. They're at a 39. Our club is at like a 36 or something like that. And the margins are very fine. Sometimes we'll draw a 1-1 with them. Sometimes we'll beat them 1-0. But other times they'll beat us 5-0, right? Like it's the margins are very fine. It really depends too on the clubs, but the clubs where the kids actually play football, you can see a difference. I mean, they just run circles around it, and the kids but you're talking about individual physical level, they're not that better. So really gets down to team play, managing that type of a thing, and I don't know. It's just it makes a huge difference. I would just rather have him play on a team who, I would rather have him play, for example. So NSA North, NSA ECNL, they're ranked 23rd in the country at the age group, and they're ranked first in the state. They have a team that sits at ECNLR at 470, which is below the team that he's playing on now. But I've watched them play in the ECNLR, and they slaughter our club's ECNLR team, right? But they play a lot better football. So I would rather have him go down 100 ranks to a team that's lower that actually plays, then because he's still playing competition. Because our ECNL team and our ECNLRL team aren't even that big of a difference, and right now they're playing together, right? So my son's playing the second half of the season. They combine the two teams because half of the kids are off playing in high school. Georgia does things a little bit different, but or go to some place like Concord Fire where their non-ECNL teams are even good, right? So, or go to a smaller club that doesn't have ECNL but has a high level squad, because they have one or two bangers. But I just want him to play someplace where he has a good coach who is concerned about developing the boys rather than winning games. Because I don't care about winning games at 15 years old.
And that's something that I heard them always saying around the academy. At least Luchi Gonzalez specifically was always like, I'd rather lose and never make the playoffs and all my kids get signed to a Sevilla than win. And so for him, he always made it I'm more about the players' individual development rather than team success. And that's why I think FC Dallas has never won an MLS Cup,
but they have one of the best academies in the country. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could. They at least claim top three. So that's what I've
Seattle.
heard.
I think Seattle,
Philadelphia, and
then Dallas. But I mean, they do. They have good things. But Sporting Kansas City's up there pretty good too.
DC's is getting better. We just sold a guy to Germany for 17 million. So
yeah.
For example, a guy like Justin Che, he played 12 games for FC Dallas last year, but Bayern Munich just bought him, or they bought him and then they loaned him out to Hoffenheim, I think. Same place that Chris Richards is at.
Similar situation for Kevin Paredes at DC United. He played only maybe half the games last season, but he did so well when he played that he came in and was bought by Wolfsburg for 17 million.
And that's what's wild to me,
because he's probably going to go on loan. Yeah. So
I remember when I remember working. No, you're good. I remember when I worked for FC Dallas that. These kids, Tanner Tessman, I just heard about him. I was oh, he's doing really good in these this academy leagues, and I think it was the thing you had mentioned before. It became MLS Next. He was doing so well in that. He signed with us, played for 8 games, and then got signed to Venezia.
Yeah, and so John Fitzpatrick asked, "Will, does your son play in the streets?" No, street football doesn't exist in the United States. I
would say that's starting to grow. They start building those little mini pitches everywhere. There's a lot in Dallas that have started popping up.
In big cities, they'll have them, but it's usually only downtown. Even here in Atlanta, they're building some of them, those little micro pitches, but they're all building them downtown. They're not building them in Duluth, right? I don't have one in the local park that we're here. They have, full-size fields, and kids don't really do pickup games. Now, once they get older, maybe high school, when kids can start to drive, they'll all meet up. I've seen kids all meet up at school and play 5-a-side or 7-a-side stuff. But nobody plays in the streets here.
Yeah,
I don't think you get hit by a car.
Yeah, you get hit by a car.
Because that's just not the way the U.S. is set up. Like, we don't have alleyways that are just open, right? But if you go to the park, it'd be like a non-league type of thing. Or just a lot of towns maybe have like a Hispanic league that runs at a different time, and you can join both, or do this, that, or the other thing that's highly competitive. But I mean, this is the way you do it. It's pay to play, and like if you want to be at the high level. Like, I've moved my whole family to multiple cities in order to grow, to make sure my son can play at a high level. I mean, he started at a team that was ranked, 2000, not 570 to a team that's ranked 397th in his age group. So you're going from 2000. So 2,570, let's just say 5 because I can't remember exactly, out of 13,000 divided by 13,000 equals. So you're going to like the top 20% in his age group in Virginia to the top 3%. Right? So that's improvement, right? But I'm not happy with that 3%. I want him to get to the top 0.01%, because they say that, like, as far as like it's only like the top 2% make it into MLS or universities, right? So my son's right now he's playing for a club. Now he individually could be better, but then you're talking on that club team. There's 11 kids too, so only 5 or 6. So like in North Carolina, my son's old club. Out of the top 2 teams, they were sending off about 15 kids to universities a year. So out of 40 kids, 38 kids, they were sending off 11 to 12 kids to university every year. Right? So, right now my son he's probably in that pool. I don't know. We have a college ID camp into April, so we'll see it. But
all right, guys.
I imagine that's pretty expensive.
On that note, I gotta peace out.
Later, man.
I put my name up there so people can see. You can follow me on Twitter. Yeah. If you
Spurs After Dark sounds sexy.
And if you don't like my opinions, you can at me. So peace out. Come on, you Spurs, and let's go USA.
Later. But yeah, he's 14 years old right now. He plays in the U15s. Obviously it being 14. To be honest with you, he's behind where I would like him to be. We've had a little bit of a I would like to see him at an MLS next team this year, this age group, right? But he's not. That's kind of why we went to some of there were about 2 or 3 boys that did get pulled out of his team at NC Fusion to go play in the Charlotte Academy, the Charlotte Football Club Academy. He wasn't one of them, so we moved over here to play in a more competitive area, to try to get into. But I mean, the Atlanta Academy is far better than Charlotte's, so that's a lot harder thing. But that's what I want to be. I'd rather have him be in a harder environment, more difficult, more challenging. Because the way he's developed is every time I see that he's dominating a specific place, I force him into the next higher level where he may not be good enough, but he always grows and starts to surpass whatever level I've stuck him into. So started in Virginia.
Sounds to me like you throw him in the pool and he's been swimming. Now you're like, all right, let's put some waves in the pool, and he's still swimming. So let's add. I like it. That's a lot of big respect for that.
But I mean, because right now the thing that he's struggling at is he's just going through puberty. Like last season was tough for him because he was kind of a little bit of a later bloomer. So some guys some boys had already started puberty, and they were 5'6", 5'7", and he was 5'2". Now he's hit it. He's 5'8", so he's about average now size, but he hasn't really gotten confidence in his size yet. Like he said, he gets in the car yesterday. He's like, "Dad, I'm a lot faster than I thought." I'm like, "Well, duh. You just gotta do some things like even stronger." I've noticed, like whenever I just joking around, roughhousing with him or whatever, he's not as easy to push around as he used to be, right? So he's starting to get masked to himself. So he needs to learn to be more physical. He needs to get stuck in. He's been a little bit sheepish over the last 2 years. He was really fiery, really aggressive, stuff like that. But last couple years, because he's starting to go through puberty, he's been a little off. Next year, because he is a December baby, so that means he's the youngest in his age group as well, right? Most of the kids in his age group were born in February, March, January, February, March. His birthday's in December. So he's at 16, 17, 18, that's not a big difference. At 13, 14, 15, that's a big difference. A year is a lot in development. So
shit, 6 months.
Yeah. Oh, it's 12 months almost, 11 months, right? So for some, like he's closer. Like all of the kids he goes to school with are all 08s, not 07s. So he's almost kind of like he's playing up an age group, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I only did that because me and one of my brothers, we were so close in age, but we kind of were the same in size, so we would just be passed off as twins, so we could play in the same. I was ass, so it didn't matter what league you played me in.
Yeah, but Will, who do you think the U.S. play in the friendly to get ready for the World Cup? I don't know, man. I hope they play somebody hard. I'd like to see him play England again. We haven't played in England in a while.
I feel like Germany's who we're gonna end up with.
Why? Germany's like so close to our FIFA ranking. Like we need to play somebody who's like in pot one. Like it needs to be a pot one friendly. You know what I mean? Why play another pot two team?
All right, give me Brazil. I'll take Brazil.
Brazil, Argentina, England, Belgium, Croatia. I don't want to play a pot two team because we're not going to have to play other pot two teams in the World Cup in the group stages. You know what I mean? Like let's play a pot one team. I think that would be the smart thing to do is schedule pot one teams for you pre-World Cup friendlies. But I mean that's just me.
I mean I agree. I think you'd want to play the best option that you can, or the hardest, to kind of gauge where you feel like you are and where you can make adjustments, because it's kind of the same thing like you're talking about academies. It's like if you just play a weaker opponent, you say, "Oh, well, we're a little bit better than we thought we were," and you actually aren't.
Yeah, like if I threw my son into rec league, he'd be scoring like 20 goals a season, right? And that would be great for his confidence, but it's not going to help him anywhere because he would think he's way better than he is, right? That's why I knew that season when he scored 20 goals and had 21 goals and 22 assists in one season. It was the spring and or fall and spring, right? So 1 year, 1 calendar year. I was like, no, we're moving, right? Like you're not staying here anymore. You've overgrown where you're at, right? So, and he was playing for 2 different leagues, and it was.
I mean, that's big that you're able to do that. I feel like that's tough. Like, in order for like an average, like your standard, I don't want to say standard, but like a lot of families have to get broken apart to really support their kids' dreams to grow. Like, if you look at Ricardo Pepi, FC Dallas came and basically plucked him out of El Paso and said, "Oh, you're the best in this El Paso area. We want you to play for the academy in Frisco." Which is where their headquarters are. And so, but the family, obviously, like they don't have any means to move. So they have to stay here, but he gets to live somewhere for free, out there in Frisco. Like, that's tough. That's tough, man. I don't know. Like, I feel like Zlatan he made a point about the American football academies that like, if you don't have a lot of money, it's really hard to have your kids like progress and like grow in the development system.
Yeah, and he says, John Fitzpatrick says, a young fellow that wants to make it as a footballer needs to live with football, always kicking it off the wall and controlling it. Trust me, he does. Drives me nuts. I have to yell at him sometimes to stop because I just can't take it anymore. But he dribbles around all the furniture in the house all the time. And now that my 10-year-old is playing as well, 10-year-old's a lot more physical than Paul is, but he doesn't have the motivation or the drive that Paul does. But my youngest son's name is Ewing, and but he's got more natural ability, and less fear. He doesn't mind getting stuck in. He'll go after kids bigger than him. He doesn't care. But whereas Paul over the last couple of years has been more sheepish, but he works harder, right? He's the kid that'll come home and train and practice and kick. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see between two of them. But my youngest one just starting rec league. He's playing U12s now, and he's 10 years old. So he's playing a year up over his age group too, or basically he'll play U12 this year and U12 next year. So it's kind of the same time that Paul started. And then my youngest son has had he played U6s and U8s, so he's had more experience than Paul. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes for him. At least what I want him to do is play in college. You know, if he can get a scholarship to D1, D2, or NAI school, my investment into his youth soccer career will be repaid. But
yeah, I mean, it's not only a financial commitment; that's a whole lifestyle commitment.
It's a lifestyle commitment. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any friends.
You've picked up and moved cities just to better develop your child.
Twice.
That's commitment.
So I mean, I've picked up and moved cities twice. The only people that I know are soccer dads. Like, I don't know anybody else. I work from home. That's how I'm able to move, is the fact that I work from home, right? So whether I live in that city or this city doesn't matter. I can still do my job. And then with him, you know, you could say it's been hard on him because he's had to move too, you know, change friends every place. But luckily with team sports and stuff, you make friends quick. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So it cost me probably $5,000 a year in dues, player fees, and uniforms. So yeah, $5,000 a year probably is what I spent on his soccer. When he was younger, and we would go to all kinds of other extra tournaments. They have individual tournaments, and you know, all-American tournaments, and all of these other camps. And I mean, there was one time, dude, where he had a mental coach, which was $2,000 a year, a private coach, which was $1,000 a year, his club soccer, which was almost $3,000 a year.
I'm sorry, I feel like a coach is supposed to be a mental coach as well, like a good coach.
That was like
maybe not like a skills coach, but like a team coach, right? Aren't they supposed to be like mental coaches?
Yeah, but they don't. You got one coach who's coaching like 3 teams, right? For them, it's about making money. They don't care, right? Like, they're not trying to really grow the individuals. Then I had a private skills coach, and then what they call it's called like my soccer mentor. It's actually a really good program. It's a guy who used to work for Chicago Fire. But it's like so the kids get together on Zoom calls, and kind of have like, you know, they go over their problems, like, hey, I'm struggling with this, or, you know, I lack confidence with that, and the coach talks to them with that, and he gives them tips. You know, they do visualization, meditation. They worry about their diet. What are they eating? They put kids on meal plans. You know, but you're basically just trying to like live like a pro. And there's even levels in that. So, but it's a good program. They've been growing. They have camps. So you got camps and tournaments and all that stuff. So like, man, when
I wish I like cared about what I ate when I was 15. You know what I'm saying? At that age, I was just like, nothing can defeat me. It doesn't matter what I eat or what I don't eat, you know? That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, you know, and he's put in a lot of, I mean, even Paul, he's suffered a lot, right? Friends have sleepovers and birthday parties or do whatever, and he's got a tournament the next day and he can't go, right? Because he knows that if he can't stay up late and party. So, John Fitzpatrick, does he play any other sports? No, he doesn't have time to play any other sports.
I'd imagine not.
He plays all year round. Winter, spring, summer, fall, football, 24/7. I'm not one of those. I played every sport possible. Right. I played 4 or 5 sports a year. And I'm good at all of them. But I'm great at none of them. Like, I've never made it into the top 5 percentile of my age group. Right. Like, I've never been. Like, you have to understand, like, Paul played, he was playing, so ODP is an Olympic development program. It's what they used to draw from the U.S. Or the national teams from before they had the developmental academy. So it's kind of like tier 2 in the U.S. national U.S. system. You have that stuff. But he was on the top team for Virginia. He was on the top team for North Carolina 2 years in a row. Starter for North Carolina on their top team. So that's the whole state of North Carolina. So you're talking the best 11 kids in all of North Carolina. Best 11 kids. We missed the Georgia tryout for ODP here. The best 11 kids are the kids that try out. Not all kids try out, obviously, but not all kids know about it. But the kids that are in the know are there, right? They're trying out. So, yeah, I mean, we don't have time for him to play other sports. I don't have time to play other sports. And he doesn't really like any other sports. So, and he can't use his hands at all because he's only ever used his feet. Like, even and because he's always played in the midfield, watching him throw the ball in is pretty comical.
Can you do that one more time, please?
Yeah. But he can do amazing things with his feet, right? Like, he'll do Maradona spins, and then when he throws the ball, and he looks like he's the most uncoordinated person you ever meet.
Don't sound like you need his hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I always think that I sucked at playing in the outfield, because I'm good with my hands and I'm heavy with my feet. I got heavy feet, so I was always just a goalie. And I was not a good goalie either because I have heavy feet. And I hated it when they'd play the ball to me. I'd get so nervous. I didn't trust my passing abilities at all. The only thing I could really do is catch the ball well. And that's just because I played American football so damn much. Then I played basketball, so hands was always easy, but feet was always heavy for me because I'm just a large boy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun thing. And hopefully he does well. Hopefully, I mean, he's still young too. And I think, 8th grade is kind of a weird time in a boy's life. 8th and 9th grade is a weird time. 10th grade, to me, if he hasn't kicked this sheepishness by 10th grade, then it's kind of like, okay, we'll play as high as we can, but maybe I don't need to spend so much money on it. You know what I mean? I could start shutting off the financial faucet that is going towards this dream.
I don't know, man. Some people late blossom, like 18, 19 is when they really start
I hear you, man.
feeling themselves.
There's a YouTuber out there who does what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. Become Elite is the name of his YouTube channel. But he plays USL.
I had a buddy who peaked in 8th grade. He had a beard and everything. He was a running back. I saw him at a bar when we were like 20-some years old, and I was like, "What's up, Jeff? How you doing?" He's like, "Bro, you remember that city championship game? I had that long touchdown run." I'm like, "Bro, that was 8th grade. What the hell are you talking about?" So I'd much rather peak later than peak at 8th grade. That was I feel bad for that.
No,
guy.
100%. That's what I'm saying. 10th grade, when you're like 16, 17, you know what I mean? If I haven't seen that he's starting to get over being scared, right? That's what I'm saying. Because right now he's pulling out of 50-50s. He's not getting stuck in. He kind of plays like Harry Winks right now. When he used to play like, what's a good example of who he used to play like? I don't know, kind of like a Gio Reyna or a that type of style, or like a creative but yet also attacking focused, right? So he was a poacher, dude. He used to play number 10 and he'd be into the box real quick. Kind of like a prime Dele Alli is kind of how he played. Where he was creative, he had a lot of assists, but he also scored a lot too. He wasn't just a creative midfielder. He was more of an attacking midfielder, getting into the box, poaching goals, running into the box late. But right now he's playing like Harry Winks. And
you never know. His true position may not come out. Maybe he's supposed to be back in the box, be that target man. Maybe he's supposed to be that creative number 10. Who knows?
He plays striker and winger right now. I don't think he's a winger. I don't think he's fast enough to be a winger. I don't know why the coach is playing him at wing. Paul says it's because they don't have wingers, but it's not his fault. I don't like that when they put people in positions that don't fit them just because they need players to play there when they have other players that could play there. Like don't play the good kids, and like the coach is playing to win matches rather than develop players, and I don't dig that. But anyway, that's it for tonight, man. Jacob, when's your next show? Tell people where they can find you and where you
yeah, you can find us over on Tottenham Away's YouTube. Michael and I do our own little podcast here and there, but it's an international break. So next time we'll be doing anything will be over on Tottenham Away's YouTube channel. Friday evenings if you're in the UK, Friday afternoons if you're in America. 1:30 Mountain Time. That's like 3:30 Eastern, I believe. So we recently moved from a Tuesday to a Friday, so you can find us there pretty much every Friday.
And I think Tottenham Away, I think Stell's doing like an NFT show
on
tomorrow.
Monday. Yeah. I'll be tuning into that, learning about how the metaverse is going to change Tottenham also. My biggest question was, can I get a hug from Young Min Daddy when this shit's all virtual? That's what I want to know.
A virtual hug. No, do that kind of thing.
But I feel like I'd rather just spend all the money and get the real hug. That's just me.
Probably right. And then you got your show on Friday. We'll be going live Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. You're welcome to come back for that one too. Watch along against Costa Rica, where we will see it. The United States will most likely, I think it's pretty sealed now, but we'll most likely seal the deal for qualification versus Costa Rica. Should be a fun match.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I enjoyed that you started doing these little USA things. Been fun little tune-ins.
Yeah, I do them most international breaks. The U.S. men's national team. I was the only person doing watch-alongs for U.S. now, but now there's a couple other channels that are doing bigger channels that are like USMNT channels that do live watch-alongs now too.
Well, you're the one I watch.
What's that? Yeah. Today's one was a little bit. I thought the game was at 8 today for some reason. I don't know why. When I looked it up last time, it said 8 p.m. But 7 p.m. And so I was like out eating dinner after my kids' games, and I looked at the thing and I was like, "Oh crap! The match starts in 10 minutes. So let's get over it. Start the show." But yeah.
And I was at 5 for me, so I was even late. I'm just watching the game because I was just chilling with my son mostly.
Yeah, but next week is at 9:05. Unless the time changes again, 9:05 p.m. all 4 matches are be playing at the exact same time. So we'll be able to see live what Mexico, Canada, the United States, Costa Rica, Panama, what we're all doing all at once. So that'd be kind of cool. So that live stream should be more fun, right? We'll be able to get live updates to see where people are finished, who's qualifying, blah blah blah. And then maybe we'll do something for the draw on Friday. Maybe just like a quick pop-up stream Friday at noon Eastern time. Just to kind of see where that, just to cover that. Maybe only be like a 30-minute show or whatever. As that goes live. Because I'm definitely gonna be looking at that to see what teams we're getting up against. And then we've got Tottenham, baby. Tottenham will be back this Saturday
on a
this
Sunday.
Yeah, this is coming up Sunday, April the 2nd, I do believe, against Aston Villa, right?
Newcastle.
That's right. Villa's after Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then that'll be it. But folks at home, thank you very much for watching the show. I'm Will Stewart. Wrong way. That's Jacob. And
hey.
We will see you guys. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe button to everybody over there for Tottenham Way and THFCRants. Follow us on Twitter. Stay strong. Stay USMNT. And we will see you guys next time.